Good evening. Welcome in, everybody. My name is UltimatDJz. That's Griffin over there, and this is Talking Trek Live, Star Trek Fleet Command's official podcast for yet another day. Until maybe after tonight. No, I'm kidding. But Tarpy, they've had a rough day. They've had a rough week. You know, kind of like a rough month.
Year?
Kind of a rough year. Kind of a rough decade. Really. Kind of. I'll go with year. I'll go with the year. I'm good with the year. I'm good with the year.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. We're going to talk about the double battle pass disaster and what actually happened today because it's been a wild 48 hours here inside Fleet Command.
I think I bought this.
Oh, they certainly did. And the list goes on. We're going to talk about the research rollback, and we're going to talk about the fact that somehow, Griffin, I woke up today and I have no idea what actually happened, but both of my junkers are missing out of my account today. I'm very upset about it. I am going to obviously have to file a ticket. All right, I'm gonna have to file a ticket.
Well, that's actually because on Tuesday night you got drunk, lost the vet, and eviscerated them both.
Oh, that's funny.
That makes the dog bark on the space station next door to me every time.
The space station next door. Got it. Yeah. So it'll be fine. We're gonna tease on that a little bit. Plus, I have a special surprise for you guys. Let's kick it off. Tonight's show is sure to be an absolute banger. All right, so you guys come on in, hang out, make yourself comfortable.
That's gimmick infringement. That's my term. Come up with your own phrase.
What? Banger? I say banger all the time. Especially over on Studio B. Yeah. Let's get it started. Who's here to hang out and enjoy themselves this evening? Themselves, not entirely sure. Talking Trek server sound off. You guys go ahead and punch it up. Themselves. We got Kin Shadow on server 74. And that's it because we ran out of time.
Well, that's it. That was the Talking Trek server sound off, everybody. Congratulations. And how mad is Noon Whistle going to be that this is the one time that Noon Whistle was not first?
Noon Whistle was not kicking us off tonight. It was Kin Shadow.
Late to the party.
Kin Shadow on 74. Actually, you know what? Really, truthfully, I just started in the middle because if I look in the chat, Noon Whistle was indeed actually first. He was.
Of course, Noon Whistle was first.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Noon Whistle. On server 29.
Noon Whistle, if I were you, I'd call my attorney. You need a buddy because you were screwed out of that one, pal.
He was indeed first. I just started in the middle of the list because chat was moving so quick. Yeah, I'm fired. Sorry. Okay.
Can we get Noon Whistle on a segment so he can explain to us all verbally exactly how he ends up being first every single time?
Every single time, dude. Like, what
He's got a meta. He's a min-maxer.
What is your stream streak? You've got to have a stream streak that's like 480. Okay, because he's always first. Literally. You know, a lot of streamers have the that first redeem. You know what I'm talking about? Like the redeem that, you know, it uses channel points and it's just like, you know, a little bragging rights thing. First, he would always get it all the time. Every day. All the time. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how it happens. Matters, thank you. 35 months at tier 3 on the resub. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Oh, Noon Whistle wants a battle pass. You know, Noon Whistle, you've been first in the Talking Trek server sound off, I think, every show since 2002.
Yeah.
So if anybody just gets a layup battle pass,
2002,
you know, he would be in contention.
Yeah, that was
2022. 2022. I always do this. I always eliminate 2 decades. Does anybody else feel like the 90s were 1 decade ago? Because that's me.
Okay, listen, I would be.
I was going to say, Scopely's been having problems that long, but we've reached the 2-decade mark.
Yeah,
or
for sure.
Fleet Command has been having issues that long.
Yeah, Griffin wants to give him a battle pass. Zero G's quippedly comes back with, what battle pass?
Oh, yeah, today's not the day. Boy, Noon Whistle, it's not your day. Not first on the sound off. The one day you can't have a battle pass, there are no battle passes. If I were you, I'd just go back to bed. I don't know what we're doing here.
Battle pass, have 2, then lose 2, then gain 1, then lose 3. Here's 2 more. Lose 2.
And can we just talk about how all of a sudden there's a Chronicle of the Ascendant again under a different name out of nowhere that I didn't even know about? And I missed the first day?
No,
what is going on?
Okay, so
there's 2 days.
And it's
first 2 days.
And this is its second run, too. by the way. This is the new Chronicle of the First Ascendant or something is what they're calling it.
What is new about it? Exactly. What is new?
It's more expensive and it pays less.
Oh,
yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Sure.
Yeah.
It pays different.
Pays less. It definitely pays less.
I tracked that too.
Yeah, factually speaking, it is indeed less. So we appreciate you guys tonight. Listen, before we get into a bunch of stuff, okay? Before we get into a bunch of stuff, I have to give Tarpy all the blame in the world for something very, very specific. Okay.
Wait, what did I do this
sticking
time?
my whole arm up a cow's butthole?
No.
That's true.
Nothing
That
to
is
do
her
with
fault.
that, Griffin.
No,
No. That is not my fault.
She's claiming
You flew to Idaho without me.
pure victory on that one. No, here's the deal. Okay, this is the message today. Okay, with all the stuff that's gone stupid, do you still want to pod tonight? I said, yeah, I think so. We probably should. It would be good for the people to go and do that. And she says, well, I think it would be nice if we can do just a good old-fashioned pod. And I'm thinking, okay, yeah, I feel like we could do something like that. And she says, she asked me how much time I have. And I'm like, why? What are you asking for specifically? And she says, well, I'm just curious if you have time to write some stupid news.
Apparently, I've opened the door to the
For
press.
Juvie. Oh, you can't do a battle pass event today, so you have plenty of time, right?
Yes, I did indeed write a stupid news, and I spent a little bit of time on it. I did spend a little bit of time on it. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to check in from all across the world with the Talking Trek News Desk. It is indeed time for your stupid news headlines. New York City now has its full scale commercial casino. Its first one, as Resorts World in Queens has added live tables and dealers after years as an electronic only venue. Queens is the most diverse place in the world, so it's really kind of cool, Griffin. You're going to be able to go outside and hear people crying in the parking lot in 30 different languages. All right, you do that.
That's great.
Yeah. A man was arrested. Did you guys hear about what happened at Disney this week? A man was arrested and banned for life from Disney World after assaulting a staff member while trying to cut in line at a Mickey Mouse meet and greet. All right.
Yeah.
Bad news.
Good job,
bears.
Florida man.
Right. Welcome to Florida. Authorities say that he was taken quickly into custody, and now Griffin is in the happiest prison on earth. Yes.
What? It's not me. What?
Good job, Florida man.
I know Mickey Mouse. I'm close personal friends with Mickey. I need to wait in line to see Mickey Mouse. Please.
A Delta flight heading from Miami to Atlanta had to return to the gate before takeoff this past week after a passenger allegedly refused to hang up her phone and became belligerent. In fairness, though,
KJ.
Yeah, I'm serious. In fairness, though, it wasn't entirely her fault. She was on the phone with Scopely customer support for over 2 hours. She didn't want to start all over again. All right, so.
Oh yeah.
Just trying to archive an account. No, it's not that big of a deal. Speaking of airlines, Japan Airlines is set to deploy humanoid robots as baggage handlers for their airline in hopes of tackling labor shortages amid a rising travel demand. The robots have been trained by playing hours of Tetris to ensure maximum packing efficiency and watching plenty of Avengers movies so they can sufficiently Hulk smash at least 33% of all luggage to ensure delivery in a state that you expect. All right, that's good.
I love that.
It gets better.
Oh, no.
More than 1,000 TSA officers, speaking of travel news, have left their jobs during the ongoing DHS funding standoff, raising concerns about airport staffing ahead of the World Cup travel surge. A lot of them are looking for jobs that, quite honestly, are going to get them more respect, like telemarketing or working for Digit Studios.
Who?
The House passed the funding resolution today. That is an old joke. Okay, get with the times.
A Vermont farm is celebrating a rare birth after an ewe gave birth to 6 lambs. Okay, with all of the lambs. I guess that's how you say that. Is it an ewe? What is it? What is it? An iwi? Is it an iwi? Wait, it's a U. It's
is
a
it the
U.
A UWE?
No, it
Are
just
you
says,
calling that an ewu? Aren't you from the country?
It says EWE.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know what the hell an ewu is. All right. Anyway, a Vermont farm is celebrating a rare birth after a ewe gave birth to 6 lambs, with all of the newborns and their mother reported to be healthy. And of course, the father nowhere to be found. You might say he's on the lamb after being on the lamb.
Oh my God. After you had to finish at that. You just had to get the last one in. Oh, after being on the lamb.
No, that was.
You know where he is? He's at that casino in Queens, at the blackjack table, at the single card deck.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh man. Let's see. Is there anything else good in here?
Ew.
that deserves a.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay. No, I think I'm good. I've got a few more, but
keep going. No, you got one more. Keep going. Let's hear you prepare for the class, please.
German Chancellor Friedrich Merz sharply criticized the United States approach to the Iran war, saying Washington is being humiliated, and questioned its lack of a clear strategy. And he could be right, possibly, Griffin. I mean, Germany knows a thing or two about being humiliated on the world stage, so.
It's true.
Listen, it's fine. He can be as upset as he wants to be, but I know someone, Griffin, who's not going to be allowed entry into Six Flags Iran once we get that up and running, okay? I'm just saying. You stay at home, Mers. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your stupid news. All right.
I feel personally offended and left out that you did not write me a sports section to read.
I'm sorry. Again, this happened relatively late. I'll be honest with you. There was not a lot of sports news. I went and looked. We're just not at a really, really good time for sports right now. There's not a whole lot. Vic's giving that an A-. Holy smokes. Louis P says, stupid news still gets a better customer service rating than Scopely. A++. Thank you so much.
Well, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah. Maybe I should start doing this once every 3 or 4 months, and then you guys will actually like it. I like that. Noon Whistle says, here, I have a sports joke for you. The Mets. There you go.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. All right. Appreciate it. Oh, man. That's good stuff right there. So, anyway,
I enjoyed that very much. Thank you very much for your thoughtful time and effort that you put into writing those incredible pieces of news for us.
I put in, Tarpy, what time did you message me about that today? I'll be honest with you. I might have missed one car sale because I was actually working on those. It took me a couple hours today to write it. Yeah, that's actually why I stopped doing it. You guys realize it's such a time sink. It really is.
It takes quite a while to write such quality and amazing jokes is what you've always provided for the stupid news segment. Some may take half a day at least.
Yeah, KJ says it was
I'm upset.
Yes.
You didn't tie the word Paragon into your German joke.
Yeah, I could have possibly done that. Yes, I know. There's been a lot of that, especially if you look at matters.
Wow.
They've launched a.
That one took me a minute.
Yeah, it did. They've also launched the Comrade title in the game. I've seen a lot of people kind of jokingly chatting about that a little bit. So, no. KJ says I was worried about the Delta joke, but it ended up being okay. All right, that's fine. Doss says stupid news jokes have been on the lamb. Thank you. Appreciate that.
See what you did there.
I thought that was a really funny one. Do you get it? On the lamb after being on the lamb.
Yeah, that was you double tap that, just like apparently you did.
Aren't lambs the little ones? But okay.
I don't know. Okay.
You just live in the country. You don't do any of that.
It was a good sheep joke. All right. That's all I needed. Yeah, it was a great Ewoo joke. All right. Ewoo. That's why I thought it was a minion thing. Okay. Ewoo.
He goes, Ewoo. Ewoo.
That's what I thought.
Your IQ is literally dropping by the sentence. Maybe we should just move on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said,
this is how I feel every day, Griffin.
I woke up this morning. I was so upset. Because I looked into my dock and I was trying to go out to do my dailies, and I couldn't find my junker. All right. So obviously, completely in good faith to the community, I immediately decided to go straight up the ladder to my contacts. It's not like they have anything going on today. Okay. So I just immediately call up my buddy Connor and I'm like, hey, what the heck? My junkers are missing. I immediately demand compensation. And said response was Guffa's clip. My response.
Yeah, he has the whole thing documented, doesn't he?
My response from Scopely HQ was a clip from my own channel, and then the following text. Hold on, let me find it. It's really, really good. Here it is. Good afternoon, DJs. Connor here. We would love to be able to assist you with your demolished GS31. However, after reviewing the logs, it's determined that you intentionally removed your junkers from your arsenal. This was not in the spirit of demolition when we were creating this. Therefore, we will be investigating your account and taking necessary action against your relativity as well. We sincerely hope that this
P.S. Can you please explain how you have 3 GS31s in the first place?
We sincerely hope
that's the one that I got. Never mind.
Sincerely hope that you've enjoyed our customer service experience. Please leave us a 5-star rating on your next review.
Oh, wonderful. Google Play.
And then then my ticket was immediately closed. Yeah, they got me. Okay, got them.
Wait, Connor? As in, the GM decided I need to do this one customer service thing and just smack DJs.
Yeah.
Via
wouldn't
you if given the opportunity, Tarpitude?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yes. I mean, yes.
Now,
wouldn't you?
Joking aside, I did not actually message Connor. He did not write back regarding my junkers. However, it did come up in conversation this morning, and
I'm sure it did.
And by the way, what it was, all right, it was not. I don't think it was going to come up in conversation. We were talking about a couple of things, and I said, "Hey, by the way, we were talking about Alliance tournaments." I said, "Hey, by the way, well, we're looking at adding new rewards to Alliance
this was my speculation. I said maybe they will put this in the Alliance tournament.
I thought that was a fantastic idea. I thought it was a great idea. So I was like,
why would you think that was a good idea?
I think it's a fantastic idea. And I was thinking to myself, because everybody deserves to. I mean, it's been a gate-kept ship for a really long time, and I think people would enjoy the convenience of being able to earn a second one. So I suggested that they add the junker because Griffin said it, and the community agreed. They liked that idea. So
yeah, I think I said you should put them. You should put them right next to the towel shards or the towel.
Yeah, right there. Look, and Honey says I don't even have my first one yet. So put them in Alliance tournaments would be a great idea, right? And, and so I suggested that that happened, and that was when that was when my clip was actually sent back to me because they did actually know that had happened, and then joked with me about just in case. And I think they decided to use this, and I decided to go ahead and allow them to use this scenario as a communications piece. For players who may accidentally demolish a ship that they need back, we will be able to grant a hull scan if they file a ticket. However, in your case, since it was purely intentional, we will have to think about this and get back to you on how we're going to handle this. We will not be adding it to Alliance tournaments. And that was the end of the communication. Yeah, sorry.
Such noble effort.
Yeah, I really did try. Okay. But and I even kind of came back. I was like, hey, really, it was just for science. We wanted to demonstrate the seriousness of what was going to happen and how, what the confirmation looked like. So players knew, that they're, what was going to happen if they decided to demolish such a valuably important ship. And
the absolute finality of your consequence.
Absolutely. And to which they responded, we appreciate your service to the community.
I would not be surprised if that clip from Tuesday's Twitch stream literally made it all the way around, like as a company email to all the Scopely and Digit employees. And I bet you there was maniacal laughter heard throughout the day.
There were probably some giggles. There were probably some giggles that were shared as a result. But what I do know is that there may or may not have been a quick little note to customer service to not reinstate the junker from anybody's name who has a Z in it. So
yeah,
just,
so how are those dailies going, man? You've got a lot of freebooters you got to hit one at a time. That's cool.
Yeah.
You've got, how about today's event where you kill any Federation hostile? You go to Pidgem and you could kill 30, 40 Federation hostiles, level 23. Boy, if you had 2 garbage cows, you could do that in 88 seconds.
Well, thanks.
How's it going for you?
It's going to take me. It's going to take me about 30 minutes. Now,
oh no.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Now, this is the first serious thing that I wanted to get into, KJ, or maybe not the first serious thing, but we can get into this one now because this is one that I was going to do. So, KJ, thank you for bringing that up, and I'll tell you why. It's purely personal. Okay. And by the way, let's not pretend that I have not been doing that for the last several months. Okay, I've actually, so what KJ says in chat, he said, y'all with this digit thing, all their emails are from Scopely.com and all their email signatures are Scopely and everything is Scopely. Stop doing the digit garbage. So I totally acknowledge that. I get that. I totally get that. All right, that's a fair thing. I made an announcement earlier today where I specifically, in my Discord, Griffin, I specifically named digit. All right. As a matter of fact, this announcement went out. This kind of ties 2 things together. Here it is. Battle Pass update, the sequel, nobody ordered. Yes, the Battle Pass had to come down today. And then the Battle Pass had to come down today after coming back up. I had to go back down again. The good news is Digit found the issue. The less good news is Digit's fix apparently put on a fake mustache, snuck into deployment, and caused a few new problems on the way in. Thank you, Maya, for your snark. So rather than let it wobble around the galaxy like a Ferengi shopping cart with one bad wheel, it's been pulled back down and will likely need to relaunch tomorrow. Players will be compensated.
After an emergency maintenance.
After an emergency. Well, it's not an emergency because it's planned. All right, it's not technically an emergency maintenance. It's a regular.
At this point, what is an emergency?
Yes,
where's that line?
Yeah, they don't know. All right. So players will be compensated for any missing or lost points related to the downtime, which has now been scheduled.
Already were. I got 70,000 battle pass points in a gift chest, right?
Yeah. No. See, then the battle pass.
For
came
what battle
down.
pass?
Yeah. Which battle pass was that? Number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4? We're not entirely sure. So we're going to take it down. Okay, we're going to take everybody's battle pass down. If you look in your game right now, battle pass gone. Battle pass gone.
Yep.
Okay.
Game stuck.
And we're going to run a maintenance tomorrow that should start somewhere between 6 a.m. and 11 a.m. Eastern time. All right, so there's only about a 5-hour window there in which we're going to start this maintenance. Okay, so not a big deal.
Do your events today.
Not a big deal because, listen, we're giving you a 5-hour window of when it could start, and then the estimated downtime is anywhere between 1 and 17 hours. Okay, so we've got that. Okay. So, anyway, I wrote players will be compensated for missed or lost points related to the downtime. I know this is frustrating, and I appreciate everyone's patience. While Digit gets this thing properly reassembled, preferably with fewer gremlins in the Jeffries tubes. Also, for those interested, Maya is getting much better at helping me write STFC communications in a non-dreadful, slightly quirky way. I think next time I'll tell her Tribbles love broccoli. And so, again, absolute no hiding behind the fact that I asked Maya, I said, okay, here's what I have to write. I would like to do so in a way that does not cost me my life. Put a little quirky spin on it. Maya's getting pretty good. Okay, Maya's getting pretty good. All right, she's learning. Obviously, and helping me make it in such a way that you know, I don't know, is not inflammatory. Doesn't blame players for claiming 8 milestones of the battle pass before it was taken down, only to claim 9 more of the battle pass, and then for it to be taken down and then be able to claim another 9 from the battle pass tomorrow. I don't know who did that, you dirty exploiters.
Clawback.
By the way, that will be investigated, and appropriate and necessary actions will be taken. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, Lieutenant George says, is Digit going to claw back the double digits, the double dips of battle passes? I got to be honest with you, bro. I think they have bigger things to worry about. Honestly, the first couple of milestones of the battle pass are not exactly the game-breaking ones anyway, right? Okay, that's not a big thing. That's not necessarily a big deal. If you did claim the first couple of milestones of the battle pass, truthfully, and I'm not going to ignore the fact, there were some dive bar, or not dive bar. Vul says 900 of the new building materials. That's true. That is probably the most valuable thing in there was the building materials, but it was only like one milestone that was really relatively valuable there. But here was what was weird, is that everything was fine. Everything was fine. And then at event reset today, just in case you don't know or if you haven't been in the game, at event reset today, the battle pass actually reset. It was weird. I don't think we've ever actually seen that. All right.
Never had that before.
Never seen a battle pass reset in the middle. That was odd. I don't remember that happening anywhere. So here's the deal. There's a lot happening right now. And they did just do one rollout earlier today where, and by the way, I know of a few people in our community that sent me messages that were affected, and it seems like the rollbacks were actually wildly, surprisingly, relatively successful, I believe. We saw some Spock's Club screenshots of negative adjustments on some researches. And so, yeah, that was probably, that took a lot of work. All right, you dirty exploiters out there. A total of 1,700 of you. 1,700 of you were identified in Latin.
Wow.
And today they ran a correction script to restore balance. Okay.
Clawback.
To the force.
To restore balance to the force. So now here's the thing. They did forewarn and say after this process, some players may notice research trees appear fragmented or slightly out of order. This is a temporary visual side effect of the correction and will not impact your actual progression. You'll still be able to unlock those nodes later. So their goal was very simple: to protect the integrity of the game while treating everyone involved fairly. Now, we can chuckle about that. We can chuckle about that. But the rollback was the right thing to do.
I agree.
The rollback was the right thing to do. I'm not going to
disagree with you there.
And they returned any resources and latinum spent during the time. If researches were legitimately upgraded afterwards, they were rolled back, and those upgrade costs were also refunded directly. Okay, So we can laugh and joke about the integrity line, okay? However, that was the right thing to do. Now, Gray Sabers brings up an interesting point, which, by the way, I don't know if I 100% agree with, but he says, amazing how fast they can fix that while the game continues to struggle. First of all, non-starter Gray Sabers. It had to be fixed. Okay? Had to be. I mean, players literally got the equivalent of tens of thousands of dollars. And let's not pretend it was really that fast. It took what, 8 or 9 days?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It was last Tuesday, so it took them
9 days.
9 days, but they didn't want to do it. It actually took them 8 days, but if they had done it on Tuesday, all of the stuff that they clawed back would actually have counted for the SMS and the SLB that ended at 11 on Tuesday, or at noon on Tuesday.
Yeah. So listen, this was the right thing to do. It wasn't quick, Gray Sabers. He postulates.
They said it was coming.
He postulates that the rollback is probably the thing that broke the BP, and it could be. I have no idea. I got no idea. You could be exactly right, because you know what? Let me just point out. This is the first time ever that they've done a reversion on spent resources in the game. And so that was obviously brand new tech, probably never tested, definitely never used before. So Gray Sabers, if I'm going to agree with you on something, we saw 2 brand spanking new things today. To assume that they're not correlated is probably naive.
Naive?
I would say you're 1,000%.
Question.
I mean, I would say that there is an 88.7% chance that you're correct.
Not to put too fine of a point on it.
Yeah, 88.7. Okay, that you're correct. That this reversal, this kind of rollback, occurred for the first time ever, and then we get a broken battle pass. Now, Mohicum says probably less than 1% of the 1,000 people got even $100 worth of freebies. I got a handful of G5 station research before I even noticed it wasn't deducting cosmic particles. So let me ask Mohicum, all right, if you're willing to answer. Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot. So if you don't want to answer,
is he the
fine.
last of the Mohicums?
Or were you the first? Mohicum, let me ask. How many, honestly, how many researches did you do? Whether you realized or didn't realize, how many? Okay, that's question number 1. Question number 2 is, did they adjust your account? All right, and the reason that I'm asking that is because they performed 1,719 rollbacks today.
Which is not an insignificant number. That's one of the larger numbers.
It's not. Except it was significantly more than that when they originally ran the report. All right?
Ooh.
So as in total number of players, the total number of players that did perform at least one research was in the tens of thousands. Okay? So I believe that this number of 1719 was probably people who used it excessively. And that's why I asked Mohicum how many you did. You say roughly 10 to 15. Okay. Well, maybe they determined that that was something that they wanted to adjust. All right. But there were over 10,000 that performed a research. And then, by the way, I say 10,000. It was significantly higher than that, tens of thousands. Obviously, obviously, who doesn't do a research or doesn't start a research? Okay, obviously, there was a lot of people that did it. So that was the first query. All right, was How many people did it? Oh, dear Lord in heaven. Okay.
Basically everybody.
Pretty much. Well, if there's only 40,000 of us left, Griffin, we're in bad shape. Okay. We're in bad shape. So not nearly everybody, but a lot of people. So
a large percentage.
By them manually adjusting 1,700 accounts, those were the ones that they determined to be significant. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So they've just done this for research thus far, right?
So
were there not also people who did this with buildings?
Well, here's the deal.
And ships?
So, that question was asked of me earlier today because other players, including myself, have stated that was the case. There was a community manager over in VIP who stated that it was rumor and stated that, as a matter of fact, I'll read it to you. Hang on. I'm going to read it. Because it was written in VIP, so that makes it public, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this coming from a mod or a community manager, you said?
This came from a community manager.
Oh, okay.
So that makes it official.
Man, there's a lot of people making fun of me about my junkers over here. Hang on.
I don't blame them.
As they should.
There's a lot.
Man, you got God on that one. Not one, but two.
Did indeed. Still looking.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's too far back. Well, anyway, what they wrote was along the lines of there's no evidence that it happened with buildings and research. And when they searched for a specific logic code, and I'm thinking to myself, I mean, if you can search for a specific piece of code, then, I mean, we could probably fix some more pieces of code. I don't know. But anyway, silliness be silliness. Sorry, I am really trying to find this. Anyway, what they said to people, Tarpy, was don't buy into the rumors being spread around that this happened on anything other than research. That was the long and short of it. And so then somebody tagged me and they were asking, because I said that, and why did I say? Because players specifically told me they were doing it. Okay.
Oh,
so
weird.
I thought, I mean, okay, weird. But maybe somebody was just kind of having fun with it and bragging about it and just trying to be in it. I found it. Oh no, that's not it.
Or maybe they were confused and thought they did it, but they didn't do it.
Here it is. It's now a question. This is what a player wrote. It's now a question of whether we believe that or not. Players reported buildings and ships as well, as they did to me. The response was, I'm curious to know if any of you experienced it because the team confirmed that the exploit was limited only to research. We checked in the code, and the non-convertible resources were only missing from the research logic. So if we don't have a real case, I would tend to say that those are only rumors.
Bold.
Because that's how it works.
That's a bold move, Cotton. It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how that works out for him. So then I was tagged and said, I was tagged and asked and yada, yada. And I came back and I wrote, well, to be fair, and this is what I wrote. To be fair, I also don't have direct evidence. I just had players who told me that it worked and that they were doing it.
That is hearsay and it is inadmissible in a court of law. I learned that on Judge Judy.
To be fair.
I tapped my watch because of that show.
To be fair, I also have no direct evidence. I just had people telling me that it was working. But, you know, interesting thought, Griffin. If it was only on stuff that had 0 lat conversion from before, then that would be anything that includes uncommon, rare materials, ship parts. There's no reason to think that ships and buildings couldn't have been involved. But, you know, again, obviously, I do not have direct evidence. But I'm also curious now, community, why that logic would only have been different in research. We talked about what happened with this bug. We talked about how whoever changed the function of that button had no idea what the button did before. No idea.
No, it was very, okay. That was an interesting teaching.
Yeah. So to say that there was a piece of the code that was only changed in the research tree, why would one of them have been changed and not the others? That just seems weird to me. That just seems weird to me. Okay? I don't know. It's kind of a crazy moment.
Very fishy. Very fishy. I agree.
Seems a little smelly. All right. But that was what came out. So here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
They did it on research today, Tarpy, and apparently have no evidence that it occurred for buildings and ships. Okay?
Oh.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right,
Sure.
Fisty? The whole thing has been a complete and utter, laughably inept fiasco.
Well, you know.
Okay. Yeah, Burn. They can only fix the research, so the others can't happen. Now, I will point out that what we saw here was a research rollback. Okay? A research rollback that has never happened before. Never happened. They literally, for the first time ever, this is hilarious to me because we talked about how has Scopely actually gone, sorry, Digit, KJ, how has Digit gone 7 years and not created an undo button? Okay? How have they gone 7
break
years?
The battle pass?
7.
Hold it here.
All right. How did they go 7 years without an undo button? Well, that leads me to believe, given the state of the seriousness of malicious player matters. Mute yourself, bro. Given the state of some of the prior horrible, evil, malicious player exploits. God, do I need to remind you about the holodeck building? Okay.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
Do I need to remind you guys about the horror atrocities of the holodeck building? If they couldn't,
you know, you just made poor Bubba Joe choke on his cup of noodles watching Jeopardy right now.
Hey, no.
Good job.
Right now, there's a tickle, and he doesn't know where it's from. All right. If they have never been able to fix it before, then how did they fix it now? That's a serious question, by the way. I want to know what you think. All right, Tarpy, what do you think? If they've never fixed it before, they've never pressed the undo button, Tarpy, then how did they undo it this time?
I mean, I have no idea because I'm just more in the,
oh no, there's an answer.
If they did it for research, they could do it for buildings, and they're not.
Why?
So it's like...
Why? Perfect. Why?
I mean, I'm not going to say it. I get in trouble.
Chat, why?
I have no idea what anyone's talking about. No clue. I'm lost.
Because it didn't exist before 24 hours ago.
Oh.
I was going with they had it, but they didn't want to...
No, it didn't exist. They literally...
they didn't want to make a population angry.
No, listen, nobody would have been angry at this. Literally nobody. Everybody who used this exploit, everybody who used it, everybody would 100% acknowledge the fact Listen, if they rolled it back, took no action against me, refunded all my resources and materials, then shucky darn, I'm right back where I should have been. Literally, nobody would have been pissed about that. Okay? As a matter of fact, we joked about this last week when that happened. Like, even Scopely should have laughed about it. Even Scopely should have laughed about it. Be like, okay, you know, hey, we boo-booed. We made an oopsie. We made an oopsie poopsie. Okay? We made an oopsie poopsie. But we appreciate those of you who helped us figure it out by really pushing the bounds of what our code was allowing players to do today. Okay? That's right. It was a moopsie poopsie. Okay? We appreciate those
That
players.
sounds gross.
It does sound gross. We appreciate the players who push the envelope in order to help us test. But obviously, we can't leave things how they are. Okay? We can't leave things how they are. So we're going to undo everything. But thank you again for helping us find it. We're going to go ahead and perform a rollback, and we're going to take care of all that stuff. That would have been it. That literally would have been it. Nobody else would have said anything. Okay? No, nobody would have complained about that. I mean, people would have complained, but they wouldn't have really had a right to do that. All right? I mean, because again, even you guys are saying right now that was the right thing to do. That was the right thing to do. What they did today was the right thing to do with regards to the research. So, good question, Tarpy. Why did they only do research?
Because that's the only one they could figure out.
I mean, I guess within 8 days, right?
There's probably a lot more convolution in buildings than there is in research levels.
I don't know, man. Research seems to be the more complicated one to me because of all the prereqs. Look,
you can look at a research tree and say you can go back to here, perhaps a little bit easier with particular resources than looking at parse steel plus ore plus trite plus dill plus
maybe
any of, like, it's just the complication
maybe
of those resources and mats.
But they also can't undo triggers. I mean, look at me. I no longer own a junker. Guess what I still have? A max junker refinery and no ability to repull blueprints. Triggers.
But they have found workarounds in a lot of other places. So it's just about how, desirous they are of change.
Well, I am a firm believer in, and by the way, they've never done an undo. They've done clawbacks. They've done clawbacks on a lot of stuff. They've never done an undo. All right. And I think, me, myself, and I, okay, just simply think that this is what they had figured out in this amount of time.
Well, there you go.
And
makes sense.
I think it's great. But if there were players rumored to have done more than just research, I think this is going to train people that the next time that there is an exploit, because there have been 2 or 3 in the last 6 months, the next time there is another exploit, players are not going to say, oh, well, if I do this, it will just get rolled back and undone. They'll say, oh, well, I have a 50% chance of getting caught, and it won't actually stop anyone from doing it.
No, it won't. Hi, yeah. Julie. Hi, Julie. Julie, Scribbler's sister is in chat, says, I'm ops 39, so none of this bothers me.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's
Don't
great.
camp there. Don't camp. I told you before.
Don't stay there. All right. So, yeah, no, I just, it's such a weird thing. It's such a weird thing. And again, I feel like, I don't know. Whatever. If that's what they're going to go with, then that's fine. Whatever. All right. Do I think that they should research it more and reset more and undo the other things that happen? Yes. And do I think that a community manager should be gaslighting the community? And by the way, I'm pretty sure I'm using that word correctly.
You are.
Okay. I don't, I feel like that's inappropriate too. All right. Players literally showed me what they did. So I feel like it's inappropriate to tell other players, don't listen to him. He's just, I mean, it'd be different if I'm just always like a super huge liar, but pretty sure that's not the case.
Pretty sure.
Maybe that was a lie.
Ooh. Nah. You're not that good of a liar. You always, you have a twitch on your left cheek anytime you lie.
What?
A nervous tick.
I don't know. All right. But anyway, very
well,
frustrating
what can we
day.
expect? What can we expect is going to happen during this overnight maintenance, and how will it affect players' accounts?
Well, here's the deal. So what ended up happening then? So this all happened. And by the way, I do, go back and think that there's relatively probably a decent correlation between the battle pass and this rollback. Maybe not. Okay, I have no evidence of that, but that does make sense. Okay, that does make sense because we've never seen either of those two things happen before. So the fact that they now are capable of doing a rollback means that somebody decided to build it. All right. Which, by the way, is a good thing. I've been saying for 7 years that they needed an undo button. All right. So I'm fine with this. Truly, I'm fine with it as long as it works and works accurately and well. All right. But we'll see. Anyway, then shortly after this script is run, event reset comes. Battle passes reset back to 0 points. Now, this obviously makes me a little bit sad. All right, because you guys know I like to bulk claim my battle pass. But this has never happened before. It's never happened before. Like, this has never happened before. So I like to bulk claim my battle pass. I didn't claim any of my battle pass milestones. Andy says, you sucker, you lost out. You exploiter, you got an extra 3 milestones of your battle pass. Vic says, that'll teach you. Moopsie poopsie. Rocky Mountain says, oh no, now we can all do it. That's right. I didn't claim it. I didn't do it. J-Babe says, I didn't either. It happens. Not a big deal. Again, that first couple of milestones is usually not the highest value milestones in the entire battle pass. Not a big deal. Whose Discord is beeping? It's Griffin's. He does that all the time.
It's mine. It's KJ the Fly Guy. And
KJ,
I've turned every time every day I got to put it back in streamer mode. I can't be bothered to remember how to do that.
Setting in
Don't put it in
OBS.
streamer mode. Just go into user settings and disable your notifications. It's easy.
What user settings? What user settings?
The gear. Click on the gear at the bottom where it says user settings. Then go into then you go to notifications. Okay, notifications. And then you click turn them off.
There's no such thing. Enable desktop notification. That radio button?
No. Scroll down about 4 more radio buttons where it says new message, sounds. Uncheck it. New message in the channel I'm reading? Uncheck it.
That's not a thing. New message, preview sound, fine.
Hey,
incoming ring, fine.
Right below that, disable all notification sounds. Just click that button.
Oh, okay.
You could just turn the setting on.
Why didn't you just say that in the first place?
OBS.
Huh? That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, thank you.
Anyway.
Thank you, KJ, for interrupting the stream. I appreciate that. He says, don't throw me under the bus.
One of those was me.
On the other hand, I like having it on. Just like you guys know when I get text messages and I get messages, all right, when Griffin gets one, I like to know who's giving him grief too. All right.
Mostly me.
Just remember, anytime you read your messages on stream, you do move your lips, and we know exactly what is being written to you. So,
yeah, I'm gonna have to do like the football coach, as Griffin says, and hold up.
That's what I said. Yeah,
hold something up over my face so that you guys can't see me reading. Here, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it with this, and read my text messages so nobody knows what I'm actually reading. Okay. Anywho. So Battle Pass. Hey, Beck's in chat. What's up, Beck Like Plants?
Oh, hey, Beck Like Plants.
Hi, Beck.
Beck, did you like your fun interview video that I posted yesterday?
Dude, that was such a good video. Doss says, now I need Oreos. Love it. So
it was really great until the 3-camera production became a 2-camera production because Jules Verne had your one shot completely blurry 7 minutes into the thing, and I couldn't use that camera anymore.
He was eating cookies.
Jules.
He was eating cookies, man. Give the guy a break.
Well, you know, priorities. You know, ooh,
cookies.
Make sure the camera's functioning properly.
Cookies.
Have my 13th cookie of the day.
Cookies. That matters. So anyway, Battle Pass goes down, comes back up. All right. Battle Pass comes back up, and it's reset. Oh, no. I know. I know Benny Hill's ghost. I have to behave myself now. Yeah, no, the Battle Pass goes down, comes back up, all the points reset. Gone.
For the first time ever in Hell's Kitchen. We've never seen that before.
I've never seen that kind of bug before. Never seen that bug. So the Battle Pass resets to 0. Then people do their event today, and they do the points, and they get to reclaim the event. Now, here's why this itself is a bad thing. Okay? You need to do some kind of a correction because we've lost 3 days worth of Battle Pass events now. Right? You couldn't just leave it. Yeah, Beck says, ooh, gossip time. You kids have fun. Sorry, we're doing gossipy things. All right, so the Battle Pass came back up, and the points were missing. Then players were able to reclaim some of those early milestones. But the reason you can't leave it that way is because then players wouldn't have been able to finish the Battle Pass. And players who might have bought points packs are going to have lost significant progress. Okay, they're going to have lost significant progress. Yeah, so they had to do something about it. So they take it down. All right. And then they relaunch it with the following announcement, which says the issue with the reset points has been addressed. And the Battle Passes are now back. We will be adding 70,000 Battle Pass points to all commanders, Ops 20 plus, to replace the points that reset earlier today. If you don't initially see the points, please restart your game to have them applied. We're also going to send out a compensation chest with Battle Pass points to players who purchased the Starfleet Academy or Tranquility Battle Pass points from the store. Okay? Great. That's the right thing to do. Okay? Intentions are pure. Love it. We're also going to run a daily Battle Pass event that offers 3x points until Saturday to allow extra time for completion due to this issue. Also love that. By the way, you want to know why I love that? Again, right thing to do. But you know why I love that? I love that because there's de-sealing rods in the Battle Pass now. And instead of requiring perfection, it just got a heck of a lot easier for me to get. So this, by the way, is a side effect. I know that there was a handful of people that didn't like this moving the de-sealing rod fragments into the Battle Pass. I'm here to tell you this is exactly why you're wrong. Okay? This is what makes it much better. Okay? Because when Battle Pass points come, which I know Overflow can still handle that too, but when you have this whole thing stacked, yeah, this is the right thing to do. Okay? It's the right thing to do. So anyway, then we get another announcement. The Battle Pass has returned for most players. The team is looking into why some players can't see it.
Oh, no.
We know if those players who couldn't see the Battle Pass that time were also the players who did the dirty exploiting.
That's what I was thinking.
Wait, Pixelate says, I can't see it. You dirty exploiter. This was them holding a mirror up. This was them holding. By the way, everything is fine. No, you cannot. Nobody can see the Battle Pass now because then, moments later, another communication comes. After the initial fix to the Battle Pass, there were reports from players who still couldn't see it.
Oh, boy.
How's that going?
Now, again, communications not 5-star today. To ensure all commanders have access to the Battle Pass, we turned it off while the team works on addressing the issue. I don't like that sentence. Okay? I don't really like that sentence. I might be nitpicking, but I don't like that sentence. The Battle Passes will remain off until tomorrow. We'll update you as soon as more information is available. When the BP does come back, we'll be adding the points for the missed days to the players' accounts. And I presume that they're still going to offer the 3 times points through Saturday to, like they said in a previous announcement. All right, I assume that will still happen. In the meantime, and this circles around to what KJ said 1 hour ago, I wrote an announcement which I already read, where I referred to Digit finding the issue, Digit breaking the fix, Digit breaking the battle pass, and Digit going to repair and put their stuff back tomorrow. Okay? Now, that apparently also caused a little bit of hubbub, which I did not mean to start. So this was my 1 hour lead up to this point. Although, hey, great, we've knocked everything out. Hey, oh, nope, not duo wave defense. That's pretty broken too. Anyway, so this created a little bit of hullabaloo today. Players are like, wait, why are you calling them Digit? Now, this one's straight up on me. Okay, this one is straight up on me. I chose to call them Digit. Okay? Cruzito says, oh, yes, you did. Just own it. What? Did what? Call them Digit? Yes, I did. I didn't mean to cause a hubbub, if that's what you're saying. All right?
It's right on the splash screen.
Well, but here's the thing.
Don't you see it on the...
Here's the thing. I've been calling them Digit for a long time. Now, sometimes old habits die hard. All right? Sometimes I do still say Scopely. I do. I get that. And that honestly, those are failings. Those are failings of mine, because for the last several months, I have been trying to call them Digit. You want to know why?
Because it's more accurate?
Because A, it is more accurate, but B, I work with other Scopely properties as well. Now, KJ says they don't exist anymore. Y'all got to get over it. Wrong. That is factually
What is
incorrect.
that supposed to mean?
No, he says that Digit has been absorbed by Scopely, which is fine, but that entity exists. Okay.
Oh, I guarantee that that's not how business works.
Yeah, no, that entity.
Just because a corporation buys another corporation does not mean that the former is absolved.
For sure. Yeah, they definitely still exist. All right. So that is not correct. All right. But yes, it is all Scopely. Scopely owns them. They got Scopely emails and all this stuff. But I mean, listen, this game, let me ask you this. Do you believe that Fleet Command shares any staff at all with Pokemon Go? That share any staff with Monopoly Go, Scrabble Go, Marvel Strike Force, Stumble Guys?
They don't.
None. Nothing.
They would work worse.
No. Most of them don't even work in the same building. Okay? So they are separate. They might not be under an umbrella. I get it. They might be under an umbrella. They might, whatever. You guys know business some better than I do. But these entities still exist. All right? I know a friend. I actually have one friend. True. This, by the way.
Whoa. That's crazy.
One friend, hang on, I didn't get to finish my sentence, that works at Paramount. The reason that I say one friend that works at Paramount is because I'm not chummy with them like some other people are, okay? I've got one person that I know at Paramount.
Oh, wow. Oh, man. Okay, here we go.
That I know at Paramount, and the only reason I know her, one friend at Paramount. And the only reason I know her is because she's been on the cruise with me for the last 3 years.
You trapped her in an elevator for 5 minutes? That's not a friend. Yeah, wow. She probably has a restraining order against you.
Listen, I have an email address. One friend. Okay.
Oh, good. You have one email address and one friend.
And one friend. Okay. So anyway, the funny thing about that is that emails are not necessarily a thing. Like, that might just be the domain, or I guess the reason I'm bringing that up is because this friend of mine has emailed me 4 times in the last 3 years because their email has changed. Okay? 4 times in the last year. Because
you've talked with them.
At least let me know. 4 times in the last 3 years because it was Paramount, then it was like Paramount Star, and then it was, Paramount Studios, and then it was like StarCraft or whatever the heck they are now. Okay? Whatever they are now. All right. Her email changes a lot, KJ. So I'm not suggesting that it's not Scopely. I'm just saying that Digit is a thing. Okay? Digit is a thing. Now, I also, you guys know, Chef, thank you for your 100 kitty bitties. I appreciate it. Oh my gosh, you guys started a hype train. I can't get into that right now because we're on podcast. But Prime, thank you for your resub. Guffa, thank you for dropping a gifted sub. Jim Pie, thank you. Julie, thanks for the follow. Flight Leader, thank you. Murphy, thank you. Polish Prince, oh my God, you guys are going crazy. Ain't
the game's all here.
Thank you. Jason's the man. Commander Monty, Mitt, Strangler, thank you guys. Holy smokes for all your resubs. You guys are really going after a hype train right now. Thank you so much. Good gosh. So, anyway, I have been consciously, KJ, I have been consciously saying digit for many months. And I'll tell you why. Truthfully, it started during the Christmas Angel Fund. Because Marvel Strike Force, the team at Marvel Strike Force, who was referred to me, all right, by our wonderful friend who was just in chat a few moments ago, Beck Likes Plants, all right, who introduced me to the Marvel Strike Force team. And then the Marvel Strike Force team was like, yeah, hey, we'd love to get involved. And you guys know what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Which was awesome. And then you guys know that they've been reaching out to me for a long time, totally different team, been reaching out to me for a long time on Pokemon Go. All right? And Pokemon Go has been working on me and working on me and working on me to the point where we finally started doing a little bit of IRL with Pokemon Go. And I admittedly haven't been doing enough with Pokemon Go. But, you know, here, by the way, sidebar, Tarpy, could go ahead and just do a quick little blurb announcement.
Quick and sidebar do not go with
super little blurb sidebar. Tarpy, we have, in fact, been invited and will be attending. Well, I assume Tarpy's going to be attending. I don't know. I am inviting you as well, Tarpy. But I have been invited. I have been invited to Pokemon. What is it called? Go Fest in Chicago, the weekend of June 5th. Yes. And I accepted.
Oh, good.
I accepted. So we will officially be raining down in Chicago the weekend of June 5th with Go Fest, and I've been working on plans.
That's in a month.
Well, we got time to figure it out. We got time to figure it out. Jules says,
"Are you still talking about Pokemon?"
Yeah, Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go. Okay, so we're going to Go Fest. We've been invited.
The Ingress lookalike.
The Ingress lookalike. By the way, we've been invited by Scopely. By Scopely. Now, I say Scopely, and you know what? Who's the actual Pokemon company? What's their actual name?
Niantic.
There we go. All right, so I should say, if I'm going to refer to STFC as Digit, then I should say Niantic invited me, okay? But this is where I've been personally trying to draw a distinction, okay? And by the way, this is what I wrote today. Okay, I've been personally trying to draw a distinction, and KJ says, well, whether you call him Scopely or Digit, or you should call him STFC, I'm fine with that too. Maybe I should just say STFC instead of Digit. I don't know, whatever, okay? Potato. But here's what I wrote. Curious, this was asked of me, by the way, multiple times today. Multiple times. Curious to know, DJs, your recent focus on Digit versus Scopely. You're right. Fair enough. And what I said was, this was my personal choice. And I said that in the announcement, and I've been doing it here on the podcast, and not perfectly, but I've been doing that. And
pinning the tail on the proverbial donkey, more accurately.
Sure. Why? And KJ is going to ask the question, why? You should say Scopely, that's the company. Because you know what? What we're experiencing right now, KJ, is not purely a broad, company-wide Scopely problem.
Indeed, it is not. It is, in fact, a specific STFC Digit problem.
It absolutely is. All right. The processes, the code.
Pokemon Go did not reset the battle passes today. Marvel Strike Force did not experience, game-breaking lag for the past 17 months.
Okay. Yeah, it's an STFC division problem, if that's what you want to call it, Cruzito. And so I wrote to this player. I said, and I wrote it on my own Discord today. I said, I'm also thinking about my future. Okay, truthfully. Think about this, KJ. What's it look like to the community if I say, damn, Scopely sucks.
Hypothetically.
When I actually mean STFC sucks. Okay? What does that sound like? And then I start doing business with another Scopely product, right? Like Pokemon Go. And talking about how much fun I'm having and how great it is and all this other stuff. And I joked in chat, I said, it's going to make me look a little bit chillier than normal. All right? Man, Scopely's the worst.
As if that were possible.
Okay? Dang, it's terrible. All right? But hey, Pogo's great. All right, that's the count the bill. Shell. I mean, here's the deal. Okay? Real Restless says that is clip gold. All right. Guru says DJ's learning politics 101. No, see, to me, it's just drawing a distinction. All right.
It's almost as bad as the time that completely unrelated to the context, somebody convinced EcoBoost Engine into saying, oh, I hate this stupid game.
That's why I hate this stupid game.
That button.
Exactly.
Obviously, he wasn't talking about this game. All right.
No, he was not.
He was not. I'm pretty sure, wasn't this the 20 questions game where I asked him like if he liked to eat mayonnaise or nachos or like mayonnaise in on his nachos or something like that? All right. Yeah, he hated this. But
that's why I hate this stupid game.
Well, best clip ever. Okay. So here's the thing. And whether or not you agree or disagree, KJ, and I understand what it looks like. All right. But honestly, that is exactly why I'm doing it, because it's not a good look, right? And there's a lot of properties. Scopely game.
And it's simply not accurate. I mean, as much as I love Scopely Fix It and Scopely this, that's been a trope for 8 years on the show practically. You know, in reality, you can't really do that anymore because there's plenty of Scopely games out there that we interact with on a business and professional and personal level. So why not call the spade the spade? That's all there is to it.
And Jim Pye points out a very accurate statement. Doesn't matter what their name is. This game is mismanaged at an extreme level. And you know what? Preach, my brother. Preach. Okay? I mean, the quantity of procedural and technical failures has become hysterical. It's beyond hysterically laughable.
So KJ asks, well, show us a LinkedIn with digit. So here's the thing. We would show you LinkedIn's with digit because they do exist, but then that would be doxing all of the people that you've been wanting to yell at for the past 8 years that don't want you to know their name. So sorry.
Chris says Scopely gets the profit. Their name is on it. They have to share the blame. And I'm not suggesting that they don't. Obviously, Scopely should be taking a hard look at digit right now. Okay? They should. But, and ultimately, Scopely can be responsible. Scopely is responsible. They own the product. Somebody said this earlier to me today. And by the way, this is so true. If somebody brings their vehicle for me to work on and I need paint done, I don't have a body shop. So I sublet the paint to a guy that does body work for me. Okay? But if he does a bad job, guess who's responsible? Okay? I'm not saying that Scopely is not responsible. KJ, don't mistake what I'm saying. I'm saying, though, that if my guy continually did terrible work, and the community or all my customers kept coming out and being like, man, they do a pretty good job when they're working on cars, and gosh, I walk out there and they're nice to me. They've always got a clean waiting room, the bathrooms are nice, and they've always got free coffee and donuts, and everybody's so nice to me, and they talk to me when I'm out there, and they work on my car and they fix it. But God, every single time I take it out there for just a scratch, it comes back looking like they used a freaking scratch pad on it, like steel wool. I don't trust them to even wash the car. But now they can do great work, and they make great deals. All the things can be great. But God bless, if I ask them just wash the car, they are bad. Same situation applies here, guys. Okay? My dealership is responsible. If I damage a customer's car because my contractor damaged a car, we're responsible. I'm not saying Scopely's not responsible. But if
I
you
just feel like we don't have the advantage of the whole story of what's going on here, DJs, because there's pushback on these points. It's being orchestrated by a couple different people in chat, and this has obviously been discussed elsewhere, and a conclusion has been arrived. And I don't even know what the question was or why it was arrived at. So
well, the bottom line is this, okay? And again, this comes down to my choice of wordage. You can be upset with me about that if you want. All right, I would encourage you not to be, because it's a personal choice. It's my choice, okay? But if I am familiar with a business, if somebody was familiar with my business and they came back and they were like, listen, DJs, we know that your shop actually does really, really good work over there. We do. But we also know that this person that you have doing the body work, he's just bad. If he went out and told somebody, be like, hey, listen, you can take your car there to get it worked on. Okay? They do a great job. You can go there to buy a car. They do a great job. The people are great. Place is always clean. But if you need paint, don't go there.
Don't go there for the paint.
Don't go over there for the paint. They've got a guy, and he's awful. Right? So that is the point that I'm making. And if that doesn't land with you, or if you think that that's inappropriate, I do apologize, but that is my separation here. Okay? The people who are making these decisions, the people who are breaking the game daily, this comes from Digit. Okay? Because Pokemon Go ain't having these problems. Marvel Strike Force ain't having these problems. Monopoly Go ain't having these problems. Okay? They're not. So,
well,
and somebody, by the way, did contrast me on that and said, well, have you played Marvel Strike Force? They're stupidly expensive. Well, we're not talking about expensive. Listen, that is a Scopely model. They're there to make money. They've monetized Monopoly Go, Scrabble Go, Marvel Strike Force. Even Pokemon Go is getting more expensive. All right? Listen, that is
they
didn't have a battle pass.
That is a Scopely
until 6 months ago.
Okay? That is
Billy
totally
works with all of
Scopely.
them.
They make money. Okay? They are very good at making money. That's why people invest in them, and that's why they buy entire studios. They're very good at making money. That's their business.
It's the point is made. It is belabored. It is also moot. So what are you going to do?
He's trying to get me off of this topic, obviously. Somebody has sent him a 911 message. Well, either way.
We don't want to see any other, hard to replace ships exploded.
Fine. All that to say was my announcement was my choice. This reminds me of when people thought that Scopely forced me to do something. It's not the case. I did that, and I was thinking about me. I am sorry if that drew confusion for people. All right.
Are you back on the topic?
No.
What topic?
Leave my ships alone. Leave them alone. Okay. That said, why don't we talk about something else that's broken?
Perfect. Well, take your pick. Do you have a wheel for that?
We don't need a wheel. I actually have a video. Would you guys like to see? Jules Verne. Is Jules available to hop up on the stage? Because today, ladies and gentlemen, Jules Verne decided to get a little bit frisky. All right, he decided to get a little bit crazy. He says, all right, guys, time for me to do a duo wave. If so, I'd like to show off a video. I've got some strategy formulations. I've done some solo and carry a friend type of strategies. I don't have the building upgraded at all, so this is going to be a free-to-play strategy. I don't know if you or Griffin have upgraded past level 1, and I have not. Mine, actually, I take that back. I think mine is technically level 2.
Of what? The building?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right
62.
Here it is. You did not. Are you kidding me right now? You took it to 62.
Well, I need these G7 efficiencies so I can, start getting my ROI on this thing. I only got 5 ops levels left. So if you're going to do it, you might as well do it now. According to my calculations here, I have, My G7 efficiencies on materials is all the way up to 224%. I'll take it.
Now, I will say, and I said this on the first day, that the loop is not that great, but the building does have some very tangible benefits to G7 players. Absolutely. Okay. As a matter of fact, this is one of those buildings, just like a Prime. Like, the earlier you buy it, the better. Because the earlier you buy it, the more return it's going to have for you, especially for a younger player or a younger generational G7 player. So I actually am not going to make fun of him for that. I even have actually thought about buying on this building because
make fun. What sort of make fun of?
Well, it's 62, bro. That being said,
what does that mean?
I have considered upgrading the building because of the G7 efficiencies. However,
that's what I just said.
However, Jules was running his test primarily for the crit mit statistic, all right, the Academy drone critical mitigation statistic, and wanted to run it as a free to play. So he ran his at level 1. I've got mine at level 2. All right. So he says, "Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready to prepare a segment on this." And ladies and gentlemen, he is here. Jules Verne recorded a video for us to see. And Jules, I'm very, very excited to be able to share this with the community. This is some riveting footage, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you need to share it. There's only a few bugs that may be infuriating to the community.
Oh, no. I heard about these bugs. I can't believe these bugs.
Well,
but here, I think I need to preface this all with almost entirely all of these bugs are visual. I had to do a lot of math and a lot of checking and reviewing the video and checking my battle logs to make sure everything lined up, but I made sure to do that. So I didn't go into dev chat screaming about broken stuff. Yes, there is a lot of visual bugs, but it all is working as intended.
Now, would you attribute those visual bugs to Scopely or Digit?
Wait, you told me to drop it. You told me to drop it, fool. And ask KJ. Ask KJ what we would do. All right.
So before you dive into like what all the things that are wrong, can I just give like a quick hit of what the tips and tricks are for this?
Well, what I was actually thinking is, would you be willing to narrate this video? I mean, it's a few minutes long, and I thought maybe you would be willing to walk us through and actually tell us what we're seeing. And I know, by the way, we're in podcast, so I will post this video in our graphics room. We do have it available that we can copy and paste over there. But that's all the more reason for us to actually narrate this video, Jules. So that was kind of what I was hoping we'd be able to do. And then at the end, we can talk about what you observed, what the math is. Because, by the way, this is not just a rant race, okay? Because we don't do that here. All right, we're going to show you objective, real footage about what is working, what's not working, but we also do have tips and tricks, an early strategy. Even Jules figured out the most efficient way for you to skip certain ships to take less hypothermic decay damage, all right, which I think is brilliant. So we do have a reason for sharing this tonight, but I think that is important for us to go through. So, Jules, that's where I'd like to start if you would be willing.
Sure, just do it at like 2 times speed and turn the sound off because there's music behind it.
There's no sound playing, and I will flip it over to speed. You know, Windows Media Player doesn't let me do that.
Oh, can I? I'm not gonna be able to watch it live, am I?
Yeah, you should do Discord for that one.
I can do that. Share screen.
Because then my narration will be really late.
Okay, no problem.
You don't have it memorized, Jules?
There you go. Okay, so it's it's over in Discord now, so you can see that in real time. Real time. All right. So yeah. By the way, why can't it? What is VLC? I don't even know what that means. What's VLC?
VLC is a media player.
I'm just using regular
free,
Windows Media
and
Player.
that does what you want Media Player to do. You know, Windows doesn't even support Media Player anymore.
Really? Well, it's terrible. I can't fast forward, and I can't change speed, and I can't do any of that stuff. So I need to open up.
Which is why you need VLC Media Player.
Oh, so I need to open a new. Got to download. Look, my computer has VLC Media Player.
Do the video, because I want to get to the tips and tricks.
Okay,
Ooh,
go ahead.
Jules
and
wants to get to the tip.
All right, so here we go.
Tip.
Jules, walk us through it. Here we go.
Right, so I haven't upgraded the building at all. I am using my 2 strongest ships to go in there. I did want to employ a couple of other strategies, which is using the NSEA Protector. Now, we're pretty used to this during elite waves or group waves where you can kind of send in your main ship or send in a secondary ship and a buff ship, and then use the buff ship to buff your ship or your whoever is in there with you in a group wave. And then remove the buff ship in order to send in your actual primary, because you can't just do it out of dock since you have to be actually in station. So that's just a quick tip for people to remember, that you can actually send a buff ship in there to get some buffs on your ship. Now, I ran this test as a solo, and really what I was testing is, can I carry a smaller person? Because there's no way I can kill the 72, so I can't kill the next wave up. However, when I was just testing against the hostiles, which was our recommendation from day one, the 68s were no problem. And I even found a second crew that I can run exclusive from my first crew on a second ship, and I had some success with it. So I said, hey, look, it looks like I'll be able to handle all of the Academy drones at any level. Maybe that's going to be my strategy. I'm just going to go in there and be able to kill all of the hostiles by myself. I don't need anybody else to be there with me. What I need to do now is balance both combat ability, and we'll talk about crews at the end here, and speed. Maybe I need a little more speed. I used an Alliance EXO for impulse speed in order to kind of help me out, and one of these crews has, I think I got my cube has Strange New Worlds Una on it.
Now, could you have garbage scout these or no?
No. I mean, the garbage spout is actually really effective if you have 2 of them. No, I'm kidding. It's not really effective. The beam doesn't really do much. And that ship, if you're a G7, it's going to be good for the lower waves, but very rapidly, as you're seeing, I'm going on the 3rd set of waves up, and I'm using a max cube and a vengeance. So that's not really realistic to expect to be using the GS31 this late into the game. It definitely will help if you're going against the 61 waves or possibly even the 63 waves. And the other thing I will say is that these Venari RAL, which as you can see, I am avoiding right now, are actually very weak. I'm running a 66 wave and I'm still getting 61s. And there's a reason for that. They have a 10% hypothermic decay. Now that 10% hypothermic decay cannot be reduced by anything. Recon locust building, or even what you're about to see is these repair drones. Now, these repair drones, they'll give you a stabilizer of 8%. So you'd think, hey, 10% minus 8, I'm only taking 2% damage. But in fact, what that buff is from the repair drone is a stabilizer versus Academy hostiles. And the Venari RAL are not Academy hostiles. You see the tag?
Come on. Is that on purpose?
You see the ACAD tag and the Venra tag? They're different hostiles.
Oh, man.
So you will get hit by 10%. But what I will say is that this is one of those moments where you can actually employ different strategies to deal with the Venari RAL. Now, the combat drones, these ones actually do have hyperthermic decay that can be completely negated by hitting a repair drone. Now, with the repair drone, it gives you a 60-second buff to your hypothermic stabilizer against only Academy, and it works against your entire fleet. That's the wording that we received, and that's actually what's in the tooltip as well. It works for all your ships. So you, as a player on a dual weave defense, don't need to hit both repair drones. You only need to hit one of them for both ships to benefit from that buff. And as you can see here, I was just not fast enough. I was not fast enough to defeat all of the Academy drones. The actual combat power wasn't a problem. It just wasn't speed. So, and we're seeing here bug number 1 of several, where my central entity is not. There's no number. It's not changing. The health bar isn't changing. What I will tell you is that it's supposed to be 50, and if you have the prime that adds +2 to your central entity, it will actually work here. So in theory and in testing, mine had 52. I can confirm that's exactly how much I had. through the math that I was able to do later. But visual bug, can't see anything. Not super helpful when you're trying to be very precise here. So the combat drones, just to be specific here, the combat drones do have hypothermic decay, and the only way to prevent that 5% decay is by hitting a repair drone before you hit those combats. A reminder, you only have 60 seconds with that repair drone. That may not be enough to even get through one wave, particularly if you are doing this by yourself. Now, if you're doing this with a teammate, they're killing half of them, you're killing half of them, you only need to hit 12 of these combat drones. It's likely you'll be able to get that done in 60 seconds.
Why is your cube
getting
not
all
killing
24?
Anything? Why is your cube just hanging out
Well,
over
that's another bug number 2 of several. There's still the same older bugs with it, which is, and I don't know if anyone has caught that my Kirshara, bug number 3, is continually stopping. Those are old bugs that just haven't been completely fixed. The lag, impulse lag, and the Kirshara breaking is very common in waves and is not stopping anytime soon. Okay, so there's your 3 bugs so far.
More great news.
And there was
Tell me more.
There was also a little bug right at the very end, and we don't need to pause. Right at the very end of wave 3, I was engaging with 2 hostiles, which were also engaging with the central entity, and I found out later that those 2 hostiles didn't actually engage with me at all. It just looked like my ship was in combat, but I did not generate a battle log, so they counted. Now, I'm just a sneak peek here. I was 1 hostile away from actually being successful, and it was those 2 that I miscalculated as I was going because I thought that I'd killed them. So, bug number 4 of several. All right, so wave 4, what you see here is 68. Now, this is your highest level. These are your training drones only. So you can actually experiment in real space what the hardest hostile is going to be, which is going to be the training drones, the highest level training drones. And you can also experiment with how many of those you can kill with 2 different sets of crews. This is how I determined that the 68s weren't going to be a problem. Now, I'm going to go back to my strategy of trying to do this by myself. From earlier rounds, you've noticed that I was not able to complete all of the regular hostiles. I was not able to kill those. So I have to deal with these 8 Venari RAL. Now, if I was perfect up to this point, not killing any Venari RAL, I would only need to kill 1 for me to be able to succeed. But now I have to kill 6, and I wasn't able to get it done in time. I killed 5, but I was not able to get it done in time. So going back to what my strategy may be, which is try to avoid the Venari RAL as much as possible. And if I'm either adding in some speed crew to make that work, great. If not, if I am carrying a friend, a lower value friend, or sorry, a lower ops friend, if they can... Freudian slip. If they can kill 1 of the Venari RAL, then that will also help a lot. Now, they're going to be a sacrificial lamb to a certain degree because those Venari RAL, while easy, will still take 10% of their hull. If they try to kill all of Venari RAL, they're gone and done. But that's still really helpful. I can take on all of the Academy drones, but I cannot take on the Venari RAL and all the Academy drones. All right, and now bug number 5, it's over.
You're stuck. You're stuck, man. You ain't going home.
It's over.
You ain't going nowhere.
I was able to verify here that I got only wave 3 rewards, and I did not get wave 4 rewards. Now, it didn't tell me how I finished. It didn't tell me if I completed what I completed and what the rewards are. I did gain the rewards.
Oh, well, look, you can't see ships or numbers left or timers or, just the whole UI is just broken.
That's also an old bug.
Yep.
Just annoying. So there's my result. And I'm going to go ahead into chat here in a second. I got to pull up Twitch, post the link to the spreadsheet, and I want to share with you a couple of specific charts that I made because of this. Okay.
All right.
So just TLDR, you're just saying that all the Venari RAL hit you?
He can't. Not all of them.
Correct. So let's go into the spreadsheet.
All right.
And let's go to duo wave. do a wave defense tab, and you're going to scroll to the right about 3 main charts. You'll see do a wave map count, and then underneath that, sample total hostiles allowed. So this was my actual run. I've calculated everything. So if you look at the above chart, you'll notice that there is a total of 12 Venari RALs for a negative 60 points. So I can't completely avoid all the Venari RAL. However, I still have repair drones. So if I let one of each of those in wave 1 and wave 3 go through, that still gives me, as the solo player, enough of the buff to be able to handle the combat drones, which means I am left with exactly 52 Venari RAL left, or 52 points if I don't hit any Venari RAL and I let 2 repair drones through. If I had one other person who had the prime, I could do it. So this is where it's sort of a carry with a friend. They don't have to do anything. Or if they have some combat ability, they can take down a couple Venari RAL, and that gives me a little flexibility in my ability to take down the rest of them, the training drones and the combat drones. The sample total hostiles allowed is exactly what I actually did. I allowed the Venari RAL for the first 2 waves because I was trying to test that strategy, but then I accidentally allowed in a bunch of other ones, and that ended up giving me over the 52 entity damage that I was allowed, cutting my damage a little bit above that. It was off by 1 hostile. If I just let 1 hostile, if I killed 1 more, then I would have been fine. So that's the end of that test. So to review some just simple tips and tricks, and if you scroll a little bit to the right, this is a precursor to what will eventually be our beautiful wave defense maps, which just tells you the position of all of these, so you can kind of prep a ship in the correct spots for what you're trying to target. You can see there's the Explorer, Interceptor battleships of each type, and remember, those actually have separate ship types. We have the Academy Doctor, who's specialty built to hit explorers and wave defense. So maybe you want to make sure that you are positioned at the 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock position most of the time so you can take on those explorer drones, for instance.
Cruzito accurately points out, Jules, that you have successfully mapped out how players can solo these, which is actually what they wanted. Some of the biggest feedback is they don't like group waves. They like the solo waves. They wanted to do those and didn't want to rely on somebody else. So Jules said, hold my beer.
It's true to an extent. Because here's my actual advice. One of the hard things for people like Griffin, I'm going to pick on you just a little bit, Griffin, because you are in a unique spot on your server. Yeah, well, call on you, okay? I'm the professor. You're in class with me. I'm going to call on you.
There you go. Yes, go ahead, Professor. Go ahead.
Your server does not have people of your caliber and ability to kill these combat drones, correct?
No, I'm head and shoulders above the rest of the server in terms of power. If I wanted to go up to my level, yeah. Sure.
Right. And when you were doing your testing, 72s were no problem to you, correct?
Correct.
So that means that the 70 wave, the wave 70, you were able to basically solo it without anyone's help. And that's going to maximize your loop. However, if you tried the wave 73s and had to hit all up to 75s, you may struggle a bit and hope that you had a friend with you in order for you to be able to hit up in those wave defense. Now, DJ, since you're on this now, please go all the way to the left, the very beginning here, to look at the loot grid. Wave 4 is the only wave that rewards science credits.
Oh, no.
Yep.
And additionally, right here in the middle, bolded is level 70, wave 4. Look at the command credits as well. So not only are you going to get science credits for hitting the wave 4, but let's just say Griffin dies in wave 3 and he's really struggling. Doesn't matter if he's got a friend or not. They can't get past wave 3. Well, you have lost out on not only any science credits if you wanted to pull materials, but you're also losing out on command credits or potential for command credits and potential for some more engineering credits, right? So it may not be the best benefit for your game to hit 73s and not complete them than it is to hit 70s and fully complete them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Now that may change.
I completely agree.
Maybe you're hitting wave 3 very consistently, but it's the wave 4 Venari RALs you just can't get over. And all you care about is engineering credits so you can get more Sigma resources. Because remember, the engineering credits give you the Sigma, science gives you the materials. You're not worried about materials, you're worried about Sigma right now. You want more Sigma titanium. The engineering credits is where you're going. Wave 3 makes more sense. So this is where we're going to get into, I am showing this strategy, which is doing it essentially solo or by carrying a teammate, because they don't hurt you. They can't hurt you in this particular setup unless they start targeting ships they know they're going to die against. If you're working well with a teammate, they can maybe just send in buff ships and help you be better. Or they can kill a couple of the Venari RAL, which are much easier but have the decay, so they can prevent you from having to take on that unmitigated damage. So there's
those
that
stupid
strategy.
Venari RAL kill 10 health points on your base instead of just one.
Yes.
So you can't afford to
And
have those
cannot be
go
mitigated.
by.
Well, they kill only 5 each, 5 points each one that goes through. There's a total of
I thought I
12,
saw 10
which means
each.
you
Okay.
have 60 because there was 2 in each wave until the last. So I did a total to show you that it's 10 for that wave, if that makes
Okay.
sense. So I let 2 through. They're each negative 5 points, so a total of negative 10 points during that wave. I was hoping to be able to track this with the central entity damage number. And the other thing, too, is that the repair drone doesn't actually list that it's a 60-second buff, and it's a 60-second from the second that you interact with that repair drone, so you actually lose a little bit of time on that. I was able to map that exactly to 60 seconds on a test, so that's how I know it's a 60-second timer. It's just not listed anywhere, nor is there, like, I don't know, like a buff on your ships that would be visible and that you can see how much time is left.
When I did it.
Oh, there
It
was?
had a
Great. That's
Cerritos,
fantastic.
Yeah. It's
no,
a green
no.
Cerritos symbol.
Green Cerritos on your ship?
Yeah. When I hit 2 of the training drones, or one of them, it gave me a green Cerritos symbol when I did it the other day. And the central entity counted correctly for me.
And you saw the central entity number.
Yes, the entire time.
Fantastic. I'm loving the consistency. So I think that's where I go to, being like, these are a lot of visual bugs. And I think that they'll work out. The tips and tricks hold true. The math holds true.
There you go.
And end of sentence.
Yeah, period.
Yay!
Period.
And there you go. A little bit of duo wave defense strategy, math, and loot tables provided to you by one Professor Jules Verne. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys watching this video. And thank you. Like, subscribe, share with your team so that you too can figure out how you can maximize your loot in this brand spanking new, completely fun and amazing feature that you're only going to get to play in once every, what is it, week? Or
show them the video, but don't invite them into your wave. Do it yourself. Losers.
Yeah, that's right. All right. There you go. Thank you guys very much. We'll catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody. End of podcast. I'm just kidding.
There you go.
No, I was just.
Do I get to go to the jacuzzi now?
No, I was making a video. I started recording because Jules is brilliant. Should I record an intro? I should probably record an intro. I'm going to do that real quick. Hey, everybody. What's going on? Yeah, thanks.
Oh, you stepped on the intro. Come on.
Take 2. Cut. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to God bless it. Take 3. Welcome to Teaching Trek, everybody.
Totally can't do it later.
Oh.
All right, guys, we got a video for you right here. Jules Verne, duo wave defense. Let's get into it right now. That's it. That's all the intro is going to be. Just kill me. Can't do anymore. Can't do anymore.
Good.
All right. There you go. Cruzito says, dang it, DJs. Then we need Digit to fix the stuff so that the game can show off the Paramount IP the right way.
Oh,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, we need Digit to do it, KJ. See that? It's already taken off. I'm an influencer. Thank you.
Oh, my God. Just what you need.
So,
He is
do
now
you
drunk
want me
with
to go
power.
more into dual waves?
Yes.
Or are we
do you have,
moving-
do you have more? You have more? Should I record it?
No, it was just about answering questions.
Oh, yeah.
I saw
please.
that
Yeah, keep going.
Retrieving said, so you hit 66 in that example. Do they hit the same as other 66 we've been hitting? The Academy drones, the training drones, those are exactly the same. There's no difference. The combat drones have an additional ability giving them 5% hypothermic decay on combat start for 1 round. That's where the repair drone can nullify that. The combat drones only start in wave 2, so do the repair drones. So before you hit the combat drones in the, I believe it's the top and bottom position, hit a repair drone. So I was hitting a bunch of trainings on the 3 and 9 positions, left and right. I hit a repair drone, and then I went into hit the groups top and bottom that are the combat drones. So there's a little bit of strategy there for you. Hit those before focusing on the combat drones.
A couple of other questions coming in chat. This one not super related. I saw somebody ask if you're having trouble getting event rewards. In case, I thought they patched that, but just in case you have not downloaded your updated PC client, there is actually a little bit of a goofy bug. You will not claim event rewards until you claim your daily login point on the fake Boldly Go. All right, so if you have a pip over here, you must claim said pip down here. I don't think you have to claim the top one. You got to claim the pip, and then all your event rewards will start coming through. There's some kind of weird thing. Also, perhaps if you check to claim your battle pass, then maybe it'll work.
What?
Just kidding. Don't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
Too soon.
Yeah.
Too soon.
The upper. So you got to claim you do have to claim the top one as well. Okay, I couldn't remember. So yeah, you've got to claim all of Boldly Go in order for your event rewards to start coming through, which is just kind of a weird thing.
Well, it's bold.
Yeah, and you know, again, we're loving the consistency here. It's here you go, good stuff.
It's very bold.
Yeah, it's a bold move, Cotton. All right, there you go. Jules, did you have anything else that you wanted to teach on tonight regarding duo waves?
Not necessarily dual waves. I think we started there. There is a crewing chart also on that spreadsheet where I've added the crews that I used in that specific test. I mean, obviously your mileage may vary, and Blue has been working on the crewing chart just in general for Academy drones. So if you go over to the crews Academy drones and you scroll down, you can see the tips, some of the strategy tips, and my first setup. And this is what I used. Although I will probably be adjusting for some more impulse. I did not have Dane on my first ship, so I may add, Dane below decks for a little bit extra.
Okay. All right. There you go. So a couple of things. Tony said, is duo wave hypothermic decay a round 1 only mechanic? That is correct. It is just the first round. It will not hit you every round. It's just one time per hostile.
Bug number 5, that doesn't show up in your battle log.
Yeah, it does not show up, but apparently it is still stripping that hull. But it will not show up.
Yeah, you can verify that based on how much damage you actually took to your hull, and you'll notice that there's an extra 10% added on.
There you go.
So these Venari RAL hit my target for 5 when I let them through. Do the other ones only hit me for 1 or more than 1?
They'll hit you for 3 or 4, depending on which one it is. Training drones will hit it for 3. Combat drones will hit it for 4. Now, see, look, Jules, he's got a counter on his. All right, so
that's great.
Yeah,
of that. I mean,
yeah, that's great. This is working.
That'd have been nice.
Yeah. All right.
I just don't see a way to get it all done by yourself. And I did start with help, and of course the help didn't last very long. But
so now, are you trying the method of ignoring all Venari RAL?
I can't, because they hit me for 5, and that just sinks my battleship. If I want to get to wave 4, I mean, what am I going to do?
Well, hit those hostiles faster.
Yeah, move faster.
Well, I am hitting. How fast do you want me to hit them? You only go 6 sixes at a time. How would you try?
Why don't you load up?
See, there I go, dead.
Why don't you load up your Kirshara?
I have been Kirsharing.
Because they break.
Oh, you're
Look,
dead.
see, look, you're hitting me
dead.
for 4 at a time. This is going to be like negative 15.
You're done.
What the hell, dude?
Suck less. How about that?
Well, I think this is a good example of whether or not, like, let's look at your cruise real quick.
I don't pay attention to the crews.
What about field
my
repair?
ships aren't dying.
What about your field repair? How about your Cisco active ability? Did you use that?
Okay, my ships aren't dying. It's the speed of the damn ship. I can't kill those ships by myself, and especially in 4 rounds, much less 3, when I'm losing 4 to 5 points per damn ship.
Boy, he is very, very
Do you
grumpy.
understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
He doesn't like having
Not really.
In the last
he
5
did not.
minutes.
Yeah, he does not like not being able to just whale through a feature. Kind of love it.
It is not that I can't kill the hostile. It's that there is very simply
Not enough time.
Okay.
Which means
That's why-
more impulse.
Impulse A or B. How about just the intent of the feature? Duo wave defense. How about that?
okay. Listen. Here's the problem.
Duo.
Here's
So-
the problem. Okay.
Drop
Who
section
do you think is
31
going to show up?
Joe.
Who's going to show up to one of these things with me? Number one,
Hey, I will. Obviously, I can handle it.
you can't. We're not in the same freaking server.
Yet.
So
What?
What is that supposed
here's
to
the
mean?
thing: the 63, the level 63 Venari RAL has almost the exact same statistics as a 63 Academy training drone. So if you have anyone on your server who can kill one of the 63 Academy training drones comfortably, then they can be the ones who take on the Venari RAL for you, and you're just focused on the hordes of hostiles. Now, you still need to add some impulse into here. So you still need to, say, put an Una instead of Giorgio. On your other ship, I saw that you had Enterprise E Picard as your captain. Maybe you put Riker instead as your captain with Picard as synergy instead. Like, there's some tweaks that we can make to make you a little bit faster in between your 6 seconds of fun.
Destruction? Perfect. Okay.
You don't need Rachel Garrett because there's no loot to be had. So either put on maybe Curon. Curon will probably even be better than Rachel Garrett.
Her to what? See, didn't I want the extra impulse speed? So that's what Rachel's doing for me? No?
Curon.
Yes, but if you put a Curon on the side,
Faster.
he's going to actually add more than Rachel Garrett would be.
And then you have an
Okay, but-
Impulse XO.
Then I have to go all the way to the K's on this list. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Just use the search feature.
By the way,
wait.
yeah, just the search feature would be fine. Yeah, thank you. By the way, speaking of the K's, KJ says, don't give Griffin so much grief. He hasn't had to change crews in 3 years.
Exactly.
So,
Rachel
Cruise.
Garrett's not 3 years old.
Cruise.
Mimi, you're so right. Man, the way Jules' helpful, insightful instructions just sort of trailed off as he saw Griffin's terrible crew setup strategy.
Okay,
just
listen.
kinda lost.
I started hitting that wave before Jules Verne even started talking. All right, so that's number one.
You're right, Cyber Demon.
But fine.
Griffin is squishy.
What did Cyber Demon say? I am not squishy.
Guffa
You would
says
like
no.
to say that.
He's following true Talking Trek form in showing us what not to do. I agree. He's doing a great job.
Okay.
He's
You know
doing a
what? You know what?
fantastic job.
You all can get eviscerated. All right.
We love you too. You look really great today, by the way.
Yeah, your
Thank you. I got
jawline
a
really
haircut.
sharp. Have you been losing some weight? You look great.
Also, I have a question
you.
for you.
Yeah.
What's your favorite
that?
flavor between orange, lime, and black cherry?
Beefaroni.
Yes!
Not an option.
Yes.
Orange,
I would probably
lime,
go
and
with
black cherry.
I would go with the orange, obviously.
What were the
Okay,
options? Orange,
cool.
lime, or black cherry?
Yeah.
Okay. She didn't ask me, so I'm not going to answer. Just curious.
Although black
Well-
cherry,
well-
you know, I mean, all three are great.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
good. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, all right. Fantastic. Do we have anything
I'm going
else?
to do nothing with that information.
Do we have anything else on duo wave defense before we get ready to move off this topic? Anything? Jules, all good?
I'm just finishing my little wave here to see if my little improved crews do anything more for me, but no, nothing else.
All right.
Maybe we'll get a report in a little bit. I do have one other topic that has nothing to do with duo wave defense. It has to do with the thing that we are going to be doing our big material spend this weekend for, and why we should care or not care
about that.
Yeah.
I love this information. Go ahead.
Hold on. Should I make a video?
You made some charts.
Should I make a video?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Yes.
Hang on. Time out, everybody. Time out. Oh, by the way, sorry to the podcast audience, because we've been doing this like simulcast thing where we're trying to put out more shorts. The YouTube people are really, really loving that, so I appreciate you guys' patience. And hey, listen, you're still getting the information, you're getting the charts. Check out the graphics room, you get the charts and all that stuff. But again, big narration, and the podcast audience is amazing, and I love you guys. Good evening, everybody. Welcome in to yet another Teaching Trek YouTube video. We're trying really, really hard, Griffin, to focus on putting the educational beefy nuggets on our YouTube page, and this one is no exception. We're joined tonight
Too bad we suffer terribly with ADHD, so, focus is interpretive.
I like oranges, and I would like to talk to Tarpy about that. But first, before we do, we've got Jules Verne on to talk about what is coming this weekend with this brand spanking new or not so new material spend for this month's officers. Weird things are happening, Jules. What is actually happening, and can you tell the players why they need to prepare a little bit differently this weekend?
Ooh.
Yeah, so if you go ahead and go in game and look into your event store for the Paragon recruit bundles. Now, this is what we are going to be focused our currencies on gaining for this weekend's store now, or this weekend's spend event. The Paragon recruit token. So if you go into that bundle, what you'll see is essentially an RNG bundle. However, if we click on the little I button, what you'll notice is that there's different pools of officers and different percentages of chances of pulling those officers. I think when we all see RNG bundle, we immediately devalue it because it's going to be filled with things we don't want, need, or already have maxed. I can understand that. So I am here today to give you the actual estimated shard counts of the officer, of the feature banner officer, which is the Academy Doctor. So instead of a direct recruit spend event where you're getting exactly shards of exactly Academy Doctor and nothing else, here is what your action gets. So this chart is currently in our circle. So if you can pull up this image of this chart, we can kind of see some of the math that I have done for both the Paragon and also the Cadre recruit. So I just want to focus on the Paragon recruit right now because that is what we're actually going to be spending our materials on to actually get. There is a high chance, a very, very high chance of getting either the banner officer, which is going to be, and we're looking at the right one, the one in purple, is going to be the Academy Doctor, or our two other featured officers, which are from last arc's content, Mara Dalen and First Contact movie Data. Then there is a whole host of newish officers or highly valuable officers at chance at a reroll token. And then they have this new kind of built-in guarantee. If they don't feel like you've been pulling enough Academy Doctors, then there is this guarantee token that's built into this. It's a very, very low chance. Oh, you'll have to pull it 250 times or so in order to guarantee that you're going to get something, or it actually has a list in that info button that says after 90 pulls, if you haven't gotten one of these tokens, you'll get it. You can exchange that for 20 officers or 20 shards of the officer of your choice between the banner and the two features. What does this all mean? What is the value of either the $100 pack that is giving you Paragon recruit tokens, or potentially, as we see how many of those recruit tokens we're actually vying for in our heroic SMS or SLB, we can now compare what that's going to be to our value. At the bottom underneath where all the lists of these officers are, I've done some math. I've only showing the value for the top three since they're so heavily weighted. Over 40 pulls, which currently is the standard, 160,000 is the standard $100 pack, not the special one. And $100 value is what we're looking at here. You're going to get an estimate of about 85 shards. Of those 85, on average, you're going to get about 30 of the, there is That's the cadre one. So you can see that in the cadre one, you'll get 31 of the banner officer, 26 of the data, and 26 of Cochrane. In the Paragon, which is what we're going to do this weekend, for every $100 of value, you're getting 92 shards, 38-ish being the Academy Doctor. So, we have said in the past that a quarter unlock of an officer is typically $100 value.
Yep.
Right. So Academy Doctor is 120 shards. You should be getting about $40 if you're directly paying for his shards. That's what we have said in the past is a benchmark of value for those officers. And not only is this going to give you just under that, but also a bunch of shards of other valuable officers. That kind of shows you where this value is in this recruit bundle. Is that value to you? Is that valuable to you? Or are the other officers in this worth even acquiring? Or is this Paragon a recruit, a skip for you? Only time will tell.
Perfect. Makes sense. Something new.
And there is the weekend recruit event explained by Professor Jules Verne. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Like, subscribe. Video short right here on the Paragon Recruit Explained for your event coming up this weekend. Thank you, Jules. Appreciate it very much. Like, subscribe, smash that thumbs up, and share with your team. We appreciate you guys all. We'll catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody. By the way, I forgot to start recording, so we got to do it again. I'm just kidding.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm totally
Okay,
kidding.
yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing too is that you actually have 160,000 in your bank right now. You could spend it all right now.
Yes, actually.
And show the people what they could be getting.
That is entirely true, and we're going to do that. Scopely did dump in some of these so that we can show you guys a little bit how that's going to work. Thank you very much. Cruzito says, go team UltimatDJz with a Z. Thank you.
No.
Like it. Thank you. All right. So, Jules, real quick, talk to me about the monetization of this. Currently, if we buy a $100 pack, how many tokens are we actually getting? We're getting...
Well, in the standard, the forever limit 0 or limit, no limits at all is 160,000. I think that there is a special running right now for 192,000, but I think when we're estimating the $100 value, 160 is what you're going to spend right now. So 40 chests.
40 chests. Okay.
And you've got 2 Academy Doctor shards right now, so we can kind of see how many you're going to get at the very end after this. Now, I will say you'll probably get some reroll tokens. So what I actually want you to do is end at 4,000 tokens left.
Okay. End at 4,000
Is that like a better?
Yeah. End at 4,000 tokens left. Here we go. No, that won't work because I'm going to get more tokens, right? So I just need to,
so you have 160 to start in theory. If you spend 160 but you gain more, you continue to spend until that original 160 is completely gone. So if you end with 4,000, then you've spent the full amount that you were granted for this test.
Okay. All right. Let's go with that. So we're going to spend 40,000 up front. That will be our first 10 chests, and we pull out of it 4 Doctor shards, 2 Margarita shards, a Quasi, an Uhura, a Sulu, 401 of something I already had max, transporter patterns. And I did hit a lucky roll of the Paragon recruit token, so I got 4,000 more
that's
of
great.
those.
You got 20. Oh, no, this is that.
Yeah,
One more chest reroll. Yep.
One more chest reroll. Okay. So we're going to come back out. We're going to hit our second one that we would have gotten in that $100 pack, and we're going to get this time 1 Doctor shard, 3 data shards, 3 Section 31 Giorgio, no Mara Dalen, and there you go. Okay, so, and another maxed epic officer, no lucky roll on that one. So that we're halfway through $100 now. This is what I've gotten.
Oh boy.
Yeah. All right, here we go on our third roll. Here's our third roll. We pick up, lucky roll that time, 6 Doctor shards. Okay.
Nice.
2 for data, 2 Sulu, 1 Giorgio, and another lucky recruit token pull, all right, of the 4,000. So here we're getting ready to pull our 40th We're going to pull our 40th shard or our 40th chest. This is the culmination of the $100. I got 8 Doctor Shards, 1 Black Ops and Bega, 1 Sulu, and 550 transporter patterns. So here's what I got.
So 1 epic, 2 rares.
Yeah, 1 epic, 2 rares. So I ended up with, if I come back and take a look at this now, we ended up with 19 Doctor Shards and basically 2 bonus chests. 19.
So you got to pull 2 more chests.
All right, so we're going to pull 2 more. 1 individual chest here. 19 Doctor Shards. We just got number 20. And we're going to pull 1 more time, and that's going to give us 21. So $100 bought me 21 Academy Doctor Shards.
And why did you keep him with 4,000 left over? I didn't get that.
Because the 160,000 is what he had originally been purchased from the $100 pack. It's going to give you some reroll tokens, so I wanted him to be able to spend all those rerolls so that we can see the true value of the $100 after the rerolls have been done.
Yeah, I wanted to spend exactly 160,000 currency. So,
yeah, I mean, I agree. You're well below the RNG. I think after enough packs, then you can get the guarantee of 20 more of the shards of your choice, which is not necessarily something worthy of chasing. It's just something more to correct your numbers, to autocorrect your odds slightly so that nobody is screwed completely. It's still not. I mean, the value is probably not there for $100, obviously. And when we are looking at spending our materials, which we're usually very selective on for the Paragon, it may also not be valuable there either. The last thing I'll say, though, is as you're pulling all those shards, you had more than 80% new shards of officers you don't have max yet.
That is true.
So that is pretty rare for an RNG chest.
I am good with that, but I want to come back to this. The estimated shard count, Jules, was probably half of that.
It was much lower.
Yeah, I just pulled out of all of those, and actually somebody was counting these. Thank you, Envenadia. I pulled roughly 45 epic shards and a couple of rare shards. All right, as compared to the 92 that I had kind of hoped for there. That's about half. So
yeah, and here's the last thing too. At the top where I say roll 1 and I say total of 71.25%.
Yeah.
That means that there's a chance of nothing.
Ooh.
Oh, come on. Are you kidding me?
And when you did 10 chests, there was one where you only got 8 officers, which means you got two rolls of nothing.
So if someone is paying real money for this, why there should not be something that has a entirely 0% chance?
Can I go back to the gold Ducat gotcha chest? How expensive was it to unlock gold Ducat?
$600.
This is exactly the same. 100%, 100%. The math, the math is accurate. You got 21 shards. If you spent $600 on these packs and you got the exact same rolls, you would have gotten an unlock.
But the Ducat sourcing was roll 6, and then you get your guaranteed 100 shards. Like it was a little different, and it didn't have a 29% chance of pulling nothing.
Yeah.
Fair. Scroll to the left just so we can see Cadre. I don't know if they've announced how Cadre will be sourced outside of packs just yet, but this one has a total of 61.25%, which means there's almost a 40% chance of rolling nothing. And also no officers from this month.
That's really not good.
Salivar says he doesn't believe that it's 3.5% for all rares. It'd be 3.5% for each rare. So let's double check the odds. So each redeem provides 1 roll from the following pool of rewards. 4% for 3 shards of the Doctor, 33.5% of one Shard of the Doctor, 10% each from Mara Dalen and Fleet Commander, or First Contact movie Data. 3.5% of one epic or two rare shards from one of the following: Anorak, Seska, V'ger, Aliyah, Cochrane, Sulu, Uhura, Giorgio, Quasi, Mbenga, and McCoy. One epic or two rare from one of these officers. No, that's the 3.5%, bro. Yeah, that's 3.5%.
It's the from one of the following that makes me feel like that's a pool.
Yeah, that is the pool. That's from one of the following officers. You're going to get one epic or two rare from those officers. That's the 3.5% chance. And then you got a 0.25% chance of one epic or two rare of one of the remaining 30 listed officers. When you add all these up, you're at 37.5, 40, 47, 57, 61, 61.25, and that's in Paragon. So let's double check here. 37.5, 47, 57 and a half, 58, 61.
Is that the Paragon?
61.
Oh, that changed.
61.25%, and this is in Paragon. That's 61.25%.
Oh, no, they changed that when they pulled that bundle down. Oh no, I think we may have to redo the video. We can't release bad content. That's wrong.
What?
Isn't Cadre just the mid-ups version of the Paragon tech?
No.
Or no?
I mean, Mara Dalen and First Contact movie, those aren't mid-ops. Those are 55 plus, so I would not.
Well, that is mid-ops right now.
Yeah, Candid Onion
55
confirms
plus.
that the two that were 10% were 15%. Candid Onion has confirmed.
Oh no!
Yeah, these right here. This was 15% for Dalen and 15% for Data.
Okay, redoing my turn and ready to re-roll.
You want to do it again? Okay.
I mean, you can't present that.
Okay. All right. No, we'll do it
You
again.
just like
You
skip
can.
over.
Hey,
No, no,
if you're
fine,
gonna edit it,
No.
If you're gonna edit it, we should.
What's gonna change?
No. Remember, I actually did forget to hit record. I started it in the middle, so this time at least I'll hit it. We'll just do it one take. All right. And that way I don't. I started it in the middle last time. I was just going to slice it with a copy of the live, but this way we'll just do it all at once. I'm pressing the record button right now. Boom. See, now we're recording and everything is great. Good evening, everybody. Well, sorry, podcast audience. Again, I apologize. A little bit of production, here. But hey, at least you're getting, you're hearing. This is real. This is live. Womp, womp. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys all being here for yet another Teaching Trek video for what is amounting to be the most surprising and most twists and turns and most roller coaster ride arc that we have had in quite some time, Griffin.
And the hits just keep on coming. We have special weekend sourcing coming up to talk about today with our special guest host and extraordinary, amazing man, Jules Verne, the Cookie Monster.
Jules Verne, welcome to the stage. This coming weekend, we are getting a little bit of a different style of material spend event inside the event store. We've got these new recruit bundles. We're going to be earning tokens for these. It's not a direct officer shard acquisition like we have seen in heroic milestones of the past. We're actually getting something a little bit different, Jules. What should players be expecting and preparing for this weekend if they're ready to dump some materials?
And just in case we haven't dumped enough already on the new COTA that's hiding in the game, right?
Come on, why? Now I got to cut that out.
They've announced that the Paragon recruit bundle is what we're actually going to be chasing this weekend. And if you take a look inside of your game, go to the event store tab. This is where these recruit bundles will be. You'll see the Cadre recruit, which is coming in the week 2, and Paragon recruit, which is going to be this weekend and here in week 1. This one, Banner Officer, is Academy Doctor, our epic officer of this M90 release. Now, there is a little bit here. There's a lot of officers in this pool, and at first, this can look like just a giant RNG chest, and you're like, I'm not really sure how many officers I'm going to get. However, what we can do is take a look at the I button here in the top corner and do some math to kind of figure out how much we're going to be getting of both our banner officer and some of these other officers. So you can see that getting Academy shards, Academy Doctor shards, are part of this first pool of possible options, and they are quite high. In fact, you can get quite a few Academy Doctor shards because those odds are going to be a little bit higher than the other. Then there's also there are two other officers from the most recent release in M88 and M90, which is fleet for in this particular case is Mara Dalen and First Contact movie officer Data. Those are going to give you a little bit more. And then there's a whole host of other officers that have come from more recent releases that will also be useful. So at this time, I need to give you a new image here in the circle. This is finally the last one. We're going to take a look at some of the math. So this is the most recent one. Yep. Okay, great. This one, you can see the cadre explained, but we can also, can you actually get the next image from the circle? Because this one I've actually edited from the one you just pulled already.
Yes. Boom.
There we go. Okay. So you can see the cadre. You can see the cadre here on the left.
Cut, Jules, stop. Clean cut. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
So you can see the cadres here on the left, and here we're going to take a look at the Paragon specifically because this is going to be the first one we have this weekend. You can see the different pools that are here, including the full list of all of the officers. Your roll 2. So at the bottom of that eye screen, you'll notice that this is an additional roll. It's basically a reroll token. Every 2% chance, you're going to get an extra reroll. And then the last one is a roll 3. This one's interesting. It's called the guarantee. And the reason they call it a guarantee, and I'm putting this in heavy quotation marks, is if you go 90 pulls without getting a guarantee token, they're going to get you one. What that guarantee token can do is give you 20 direct shards of one of these three, either the banner or the two featured officers, directly. What that kind of does is it's supposed to be sort of helping you with RNG. If you felt like you've gotten really bad RNG, you haven't gotten all of the shards that you're expecting to get, this can kind of correct that in some way. So now going down into our average pull rates. Now this is mathing out. If you run this a bunch of times, in theory, we should be seeing these numbers. Now, we've done a test a little bit earlier, and we've shown that the numbers aren't exactly what we expect, but overall, maybe the ratio is going to be a little bit closer. For $100, you can get 40 pulls. That is in your standard pack. So we're using this $100 value statement of the pack that they're providing, 160,000 Paragon recruit tokens, giving us 40 pulls, doing that math, including reroll tokens, including this guarantee token as an average to show us that we should be getting about 38 Academy Doctor and a little bit less of Data and Maradalen, and then a very small fraction, just basically a chance at 1 or 2 shards of all of the rest of these officers. So hopefully, if you've got good RNG, you should be getting around 88 shards, 38 of those being the banner officer. That is sort of the value statement of this Paragon. Now, if that's valuable to you, if you're targeting Academy Doctor, then this weekend is the time to actually be able to get some shards of him, more shards than you're getting currently from the refinery. Or if you are just happy with the selection of officers, maybe that there is some value here just to pick up any officer shards here, there could be some value. I will say that all of these numbers in the pool 1 add up to 61.25%, which means there is a chance at getting 0 shards entirely, and that has actually been proven to happen too. So just be aware when you are pulling these one chest at a time and you get nothing, that is a possible roll option. Does that feel bad? Yes, but hopefully that the value is shown here for you to make an informed decision on how you want to spend your materials this weekend.
Yeah, I think we still have a problem, Jules. All right, so...
You see Andalicia's math there?
Yeah. and I'm also getting it from other sources too. So here's
okay. What do I need to adjust?
Yeah, so it is 3.5%. It is 3.5% of each of the 10 officers for a 35% of that bucket.
So the language in the information
and then
is misleading, or we're interpreting it incorrectly.
Yeah, because what you've got here is you've got 10 other officers with a 3.5% chance of each, and then 30 officers with a 0.25% chance of each, which means that bucket is 7.5%, which ends up equaling a 100% total. So let's come back to these odds here. Let's talk about this, and we're going to flip back and forth. So we do have a 4% chance on each roll. Each redeem is going to provide one roll. So, and this is our third set of information, chat. So I apologize. See, we're learning with you. All right. 4% chance out of each pull to get 3 Dr. Shards. 33.5% chance to get 1 Dr. Shard. 10% chance to get 1 Margarita Shard. 10% chance to get 1 Data Shard. Then you've got a 3.5% chance at an epic of Anorax, Seska, Ilea, Cochrane, and Sulu, Uhura, Giorgio, Quasi, and Benga, or 2 shards of Walk McCoy. Then you have a 0.25% chance each of 1 epic shard or 2 rare shards of Trip Tucker, the Doctor, Pick Hugh, Janeway, Vial, Andy Riker, Pike, Odo, Hemmer, Jayla, Hugh, 5 of 11. Hemmer again. Why is Hemmer in here twice? DeMarco, Tendi, Nesmith, Data, Dax, Marcus, Joachim, Riker, 7 of 9. Gary Mitchell.
Well, forget Mitchell. The important word there is each. Each of those give you that same percentage of chance.
0.25% chance.
Each
roll. So every time I pull this, okay, you know what? Which means it's always going to be, Jules, this is what it means. It's always going to be 1 epic, 2 rare, or 3 Doctor. That's it. That's my guarantee. 1 epic, 2 rare, or the small off chance of 3 Dr. Shards. So I have 1. I've got 1 left. I'm going to pull it.
Let's see if you're right.
1 epic. And it was Ilea. So that means that she was the 3.5% chance. I just rolled within a 3.5% chance. So Burton says we need to relook. How do you get 8 officers with 10 rolls then? So mathematically, the odds are, okay, so here's what we need to do. We need to go back. How many rares are there here? Game stuck. Oh, it's midnight. There you go. Game stuck. Okay, back into this bundle. How many rares are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rares. So, God, how do you even do that math? I don't even know how you do that math.
Well, you will get the transporter patterns if maxed, which all of yours are, and so thus.
All right, so let's go back to the spreadsheet that Jules has got.
Yeah, I just posted it to just going directly to the Paragon. So take a look at the link in the Twitch that I pinned.
Okay.
That will bring you directly to the sheet that I'm actively working on here.
All right. And again, apologies in the podcast audience. I might try to clip a little bit of this or nah, you know what? I don't. This is how confusing it is, though. And moreover, it changed like after the arc started. So like we're even doing our math and we're doing all this stuff. A, we don't even understand it. B, they're changing the math after we get the data. Like, bad news bears here, man. Bad news bears. Anyway.
Worst video ever.
All right, so here
They
you go.
Change that after people bought currency?
I don't know.
Oh, here we go.
Yes.
Here we go. Oh, I think you're right, Tarpy.
Well, it was also the
questionable.
currency art that was not okay.
So they pulled it down because the currency art was very much not okay, and then changed the chances of what you get out of it. That's
Well, they
Yeah,
changed.
Tarpy, that's what you call that's what you call a rider in the government. You have your main thing that you want to change, but then you slip on your little riders. And since they're changing the one big thing, let's change a couple other things and just,
yeah, but usually
together.
that's not, after they pull something down, the rider just kind of gets slid into the active document.
Mhm.
Well, if that's okay, the thing is that if that's true and they pulled it down and they changed numbers, what they were doing was a balancing, because if Maradalen and Data were at 15% each, then the total would have been 110% by that math. So either something was off and they needed to adjust it, and what you bought was what you expected out of an RNG chest. I don't know. I'm not necessarily defending this chest at all. I am just trying to show the math of it. Yeah.
What math?
What exists
where
now
you're
and what
coming
people
from,
who
but-
did not spend money on an RNG chest may actually be able to chase.
Excellent.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I
boggled.
adjusted the math. Hold on, I adjusted the math and I took out what you would get over time if you got the guaranteed roll. Because the deal is that 20 shards does rebalance some of this math to give you more, but that requires you to have 400,000 or a little bit less than 400,000 of these tokens. And I just don't see non-spenders getting there. Maybe 400,000 is the amount that you get from winning the SLB. And therefore, the math will then be balanced in the way that I had shown in the first video, or the first attempt at recording. But right now, this math actually matches the total amount of shards that you did. 46-ish shards is what you got.
Yeah, it does.
Perfect.
And you got about 21 Academy Doctors, and I'm reflecting that you should have gotten
18.
around 19. So technically, you got better than 20. Now, that does make it more than $600 to get Academy Doctor. If you could.
Not
other
accounting other sourcing.
Correct.
Thanks.
Or not accounting the guaranteed token thing. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. I don't know how to make a video on this right now with just how we've had to redo this math and make this look even worse.
Yeah,
I just don't feel motivated to make a video.
We've made 3 videos, and every time it gets
Jokes on you for watching.
it gets progressively worse. It gets progressively worse to the point where we can't even.
My laptop's dying and I need a
DJ's
cookie and a
is
beer.
speechless,
I'm going
guys.
back.
I'm
going back to
DJ's
listening
Bye,
mode.
Jules.
You know what, Jules? I'm with you. I'm gonna go have a
Later,
beer.
Jules.
I'm gonna go have a beer.
I'm
with
gonna
Jules.
go. I'm gonna jump in the hot tub.
You go to
Have
the
a
hot
beer
tub.
now.
You know, let's just get out of here. It's time for beers.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
have cookies.
Oh God. You know,
Ryder, cookies.
I think I'm gonna build Legos tomorrow night. Can we just do that? Can I just build?
Yes. Whatever you want.
I will
Man.
be in beautiful Orlando. I am working for Universal Productions on a little shoot. It's exciting.
That's fun. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can put lights in my BD1 set.
Somebody get that man a cookie. All right.
He needs a cookie.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Speaking
Star
of
Trek
which,
Fleet Command.
if you're coming to Epcot,
yeah. Sorry. Go ahead, Tarpy.
if you're coming to Epcot, we have that channel in our Discord. It is !Epcot in any text channel. It will get you into that specific channel. And then please, 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 in the next 24 hours, fill out the Google form saying that you are coming to Epcot. We need to know a head count. Peace.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. That will be fun. Okay, you do that. That will be fun.
There's no math involved.
There's no math.
There's no math.
The only math is
no
like
stats.
Yeah, the only math is how many dollars am I going to spend on booze? All right, that's the
And
map.
how many margaritas does it take before you fall on your ass?
Yeah, that's what's going to happen right there. Ladies and
Not very
gentlemen,
many.
this has been a presentation of Talking Trek. We're the official podcast of Star Trek Fleet Command, run by Digit.
And we're proud of it.
A Scopely Company studio.
Are we?
You guys have a great night. How many margaritas for DJ to detonate his Crenshaw?
Oh no.
General
Do it
Chaos
with his
says,
real car.
General Chaos says DJs is going to cry. I just don't know. I don't have anything to say. What? What are we looking at?
Sometimes
What
it's
is
just Miller time.
All right. Podcast audience, boy, you missed a doozy. Listen, if you don't usually watch the video podcast like over on YouTube, you should on this one. This is the one. Pause right now. Get off iTunes and go to YouTube Music or go to Twitch and just watch.
Check out my haircut.
You know, this it's very you look great. Your
You look
jawline.
great, Griffin.
You
Yeah,
are fantastic.
you look really
looking.
great.
You look like you're losing some weight. You look fantastic.
Sure.
Appreciate you guys. My name is UltimatDJz for Tarpy, Jules, Griffin, Matters, Karkin, and all the rest of us putts. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. I'm gonna go get a beer. You gonna get a beer? Okay. You guys have a great night. Talking Trek is a registered trademark and recorded in front of a live studio audience for distribution across podcast platforms everywhere. I'm your friendly neighborhood cat person, UltimatDJz. Saying meow for now. Love you, mean it. Go drink a beer. And oh look, there's my Fleet Command app.
That's Jules' brain.